Live on Facebook, live on the old YouTube of you. Well, yeah, we're like Warrington and like Castleford. We have been rocked by injury and with the withdrawal of one of our star men this week. No Phil Kaplan. I think what we need to do, Rick, I think you need to move up, by the way, because we can't see on the telly. There's too much scoey on that screen.
Yeah. All right, bear with me.
So bear with him. He's going to have to sort this out. I mean, you'd think, right, any professional would sort this out before we went on. Just the three of us this week, lads, so plenty of breathing room for you on the end there. As no Phil this week, should be back next week, all being well. And we are looking forward to the start of the Super League. It's back. It's back. The Super League is back. Can't wait, Ledge.
New beginnings.
New beginnings. Hashtag new beginnings.
Well, it's a new beginnings, new era, new rules, stop clock, whatever clock you want to call it. So no time wasting. But yeah, we've always wanted for the start of the season, haven't we? The big blockbusting fixtures, and certainly for the first three fixtures, we've got them, haven't we? St Helens, Wigan, the Hull derby, Leeds and Warrington. What more could we want? And then the other fixtures, I say, London and Wakefield. I reckon this week, as I've said in my column, I reckon this could be the upset of the round.
Well, we have got a carry on it.
Salford, Huddersfield, and Catalans, Castleford. So some very, very interesting fixtures for the first round.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Rich, you were at the launch last week.
All the launches.
You were at all the launches.
All the launches.
By the way, hold on. He's got a shirt and tie on. I'm quite happy with that. Right. What the hell is this?
Do you know what? It looks something like from Grange
Hill. Did you know you were going to wear that?
It looks something like from Grange Hill, doesn't it?
What, like the geography team?
Dressed in a collar and tie.
What the hell is that?
It was a fiver. You remember I got those clothes from Blackpool before Christmas?
Fiver?
Yeah.
Has Richard been ripped off? Vote now at Forty20. You can get in touch on Twitter at Forty20 Live. You can get in touch on YouTube. You can get in touch as well on Facebook. Yeah. Can't you? You can do that as well. Yeah, very good. Look forward to hearing from you. We are building up, obviously, to the start of the new season. One of the big talking points this week, Kevin Brown, gone for the season. Not one Achilles injury this year, but two now, as Gale is followed into the Achilles surgery by Kevin Brown. It's an awful blow, isn't it, for him?
Well, it's massive, not just for Kevin himself, because I think he's in his last season at Warrington, and certainly Blake Austin coming, they reckon, and I reckon so as well, that he's going to be the final piece in the jigsaw where they're going to go maybe one better at Old Trafford by lifting that trophy from there. So yeah, it's a massive loss for Warrington with Brown, because he would have been looking forward to that combination there. We're working with Austin being, you would say, the support player in that role. And I'd say it's about his career now. You know, last year at Warrington, will Warrington take another battle from there, because they've got Widdop coming in 12 months' time as well, so it could be the end of his Warrington career. Hopefully he's not going to finish his career on this injury, but if he does, well, as I say, I don't really think he owns a game anything since his Wigan debut at Huddersfield, and certainly at Warrington. He's been a decent player, giving good service to all the clubs from there, but it's just, sad and tragic that this has happened. Hey, but listen, this is sport. It happens, doesn't it? And somebody's bad luck could be somebody's good luck, because Declan Patton, as I said last week, looks like his career's finished at Warrington. Now he's got an opportunity to make sure he can put the marker down. He can make sure that he's going to get first team football week in and week out, and become an important part and important player for Warrington this year.
They're expected to go out and apply for this dispensation that Cass have got. It's going to give them money to go out and replace. The question is, as we've seen with who they're going to go get.
Exactly, who is it? As I've said many, many times, and I'll say it again, I'm not Declan Patton's agent, but I rate him as a player. So now this is down to Declan, to take this opportunity, because he knows that if he plays well, there's not a lot of pressure coming from there, because they've let Morgan Smith go to London, the other halfback, what they had from there. So now the position is Declan. It's all down to him, and what he's got to do, he's going to say, right, okay then, I'm ready for this opportunity, and I'm going to take it. And there's no better opportunity by playing, I can tell you, as a halfback, playing behind a good pack of forwards, playing with a quality halfback in Blake Austin. It's all up to him now. He can't blame anybody else if he doesn't take this opportunity.
Be interesting, Rich, whether he gets that opportunity, won't it?
Well, we'll find out, won't we? They've got to play someone there this week with, as you say, no time to bring anyone in on dispensation, if they get dispensation. Which
they should do, shouldn't they? They should do. I don't have any problem with that. I think if a player's out all season, it's common sense, isn't it? You want to be able to put out your best team or replace the players that are missing.
You want backup, but they've got the ideal replacement, haven't they? You know, but what sort of quality is he out there? You know, to what they're looking for the standard, what Warrington has set out.
I mean, we know Squandham has been absolutely diddly squits, but wearing, and just to upset our Toronto-based listeners, wearing, I think it's 25 for the Wolfpack. Nice scarf, by the way. Thanks, Toronto. That was our freebie from the RFL Media Day. Not to be confused with the Super League Media Day. That was a different thing. And you'll read about it in Forty20 magazine. But Ryan Briley, he's wearing 25, isn't he? There you go. There's your halfback. Sorted. Right, thank you very much.
Ryan Briley's not good enough for Warrington.
He's been linked with a move to Salford, hasn't he? I don't know if there's anything in that or not. Clearly on the periphery at Toronto.
I'm just throwing names. You asked who was available. To be honest,
as I say, they don't need to look anywhere else. They've got Declan Patton. He's good enough for me, and if he's given that responsibility, give him that confidence to take on the role, and I'm sure it can be very much a combination halfback that can get Warrington where they want to get to. I do.
There's Ratchford, I guess they could shuffle him about, but I guess they knew they put a fullback.
He's
found his spot.
He's found his spot as a fullback. Yeah. So the thing for Stefan now is just to say, listen, I'm a fullback. You know, I don't want to be playing a standing hooker. I don't want to be playing standing centre. I don't want to be playing a standing halfback. I don't want to be playing a standing loose forward. I'm a fullback. This is where I want to play, and that's where they get the best out of him.
Is it still Warrington's year then?
Well, that's the big one, isn't it? I mean, I think it is. I think they're going to win, but Brown. Look, I don't think Kevin Brown is the player that he was. I think he's had to adapt his game due to his head knocks and things like that. And I think he's still learning almost his new game. It is undoubtedly a blow, though, that he's not playing.
Oh, yeah,
you can't deny that. It's a massive blow.
Well, when you looked at the performances from both the halfbacks, Tyrone Roberts and Brown in the big games, they failed, didn't they? You know, and on both occasions, certainly for the Challenge Cup, they just didn't change the game plan. The kicking game was absolutely awful, and he didn't get much help from Tyrone Roberts, you know, so you do need help with that combination from the halfback, but also to in the grand final again, they just were clueless, you know, so I would imagine Brownie would have played a second figure to Blake Austin. He'll be the go-to man. When he wants the ball, he'll get the ball, he'll do all the organisation. Brownie will bring that steadiness, he would have brought that kicking game, you know, at times, but he would have been the feeder halfback for Blake Austin to take charge. But it's a massive blow for Warrington, as we've said, but now it's time for Declan Patton to step up and take that opportunity.
You mentioned the Challenge Cup. Somebody asked us earlier.
About the draw.
Are we going to cover the Challenge Cup draw? If we can get the internet working. Patrick is watching that and then watching us.
What?
On the telly. He's watching us on the phone for the moment.
Why is it tonight, the draw?
Yeah.
It's happening now.
It's happening now.
So who's the League One clubs coming now then, do they? Or is it just still the amateur sides?
No, it's still the 26 clubs who have come through.
Right.
And the League One teams entering the third round. Ties will take place on the weekend of the place on the weekend of February the 9th and 10th. I'm trying to get involved with the new northernness in our sport to try and get more work.
That's it.
Work.
Yeah. Maybe he will, maybe he won't.
Well, I can't get it to work.
Depends if you're willing to work for free.
Well, aren't we all?
Right, so we want, and on Twitter at Forty20 Live, we've been asking for your champions relegate. Who's going to be relegated from Super League? Who's going to be the top try scorer? Who's going to be the man of steel? We'll be talking about that. Our predictions. We'll do our predictions on record as well. Gary, we're going to keep legitimate records this year. So none of your I said this, I said that when we know you didn't, because you didn't do very well, did you, last year?
Mark, it's in black and white every week what I say in the league, especially.
Yeah, but then by the time you do your things on here, you change your mind.
No, I never change my mind, and I think again I was the champion last year.
Anyway, what we need to do is we actually need to do them on this show, because one of the purchasers of the Rugby League Express has said now he's not going to purchase it because you're a dinosaur and he doesn't like you, basically.
Well, do you know what now? It's a whole from Steve Smith. I want to be addressed as a Tyrannosaurus Rex. The old dinosaur, because he doesn't know what he's talking about. But also...
Thanks to Genghis who sent us this.
But also as well, Stephen...
You're a clown.
But also as well, Stephen Smith from Hull. Listen, you know, you say you're going on about, you know, that I bag Hull and a bag Hull. I don't bag Hull. As I've said before, I'm a Hull fan. If Leeds can't...
You're a Hull fan. Good at it to see what you say if you didn't like it.
No, listen, if Leeds can't win everything, I want Hull to win everything. You know, but if he's not going to buy the League Express because I'm a dinosaur and he doesn't like my column and, to pay the £1.50. I bet he buys it next week to see what...
I didn't tell you. I mean, I don't buy the League Express because you give me your copy, so I read it for every week.
Yeah, I'm going to pay £1.50 for it.
You pay £1.50 and I don't even read your column anyway, so you can buy it and just not read it.
But it... and I've anticipated that Hulkis and Rovers are going to beat him on Monday, so I bet you he reads. I bet you he buys it next Monday to see what I say. But please, Stephen, if you think... because I was speaking to a friend of mine over at Hull today, and he's in agreement with me at times by saying, you know what, Scully, Hull have become a club now where they don't like to be criticised.
Yeah, they're getting very precious.
They are, absolutely. And even the Hull fans are saying this, Mark. So hey, listen to your own people. I can only give it, and as I've said many, many times, how long we've been going on this show? 4 or 5 years. I've said it from day one. I can only give opinion on what I see. And Stephen, the last 11 games of last season, are you trying to tell me that is good enough?
They've lost their last 11 Super League games.
Correct. So let me tell you, Stephen, if you're happy and you wear glasses, get yourself to a bloody well-known opticians because you need them, son. You need them. And I'll tell you what, Steve, I bet you buy the League Express next Monday regarding the performance of the Black and Whites and what I may say against Hulkis and Rovers when you play them on Friday. Simple as that.
We'll talk about it after 7 after.
But what I will say again, repeat myself, I'm a Leeds fan first, but if Leeds can't win everything, I want the Black and Whites to win everything. Simple as that.
Where did Hunslet Parkside come on that list? Are they after Hull or before Hull?
Well, Hunslet Parkside, I tell you, that was a surprise at the weekend, getting beaten in the Challenge Cup as well. By 4-0, but by all accounts 4-0 played very well. So the Hunslet Parkside lads, speaking to a couple of lads after there, they were saying, well, maybe the 3 games of the Yorkshire Cup a little bit tired. I went, hold on, tired? Don't you amateur players be telling me about fatigue and being tired?
It was interesting actually. Yeah. Because you were hobnobbing at the week. Have you heard this, by the way?
What's this?
The legend was hobnobbing with Nigel Wood.
Where was Nigel Wood? Nigel Wood's house?
Where Bradford Bulls.
What's Nigel Wood doing at the Bradford Bulls?
What's Nigel Wood doing at the Bradford? I hear the audience saying, what's he doing? We don't know. We don't know. What was he doing at the Bradford Bulls?
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a lovely afternoon, and I say it was a great afternoon. Nigel was in there, and
I bet you enjoyed it because the Bulls got stuffed. I bet you like that, didn't you?
Andrew Charms and Mark Sawyer from Dewsbury, and also to Gary Evington. And good afternoon. I was invited there as Nigel's guest.
So it was like an RFL meeting.
Was Gary Evington trying to get invited to the Yorkshire Cup?
In his box and a nice.
Hold on, he's got a box at Bradford.
Nice box, yeah. And
what the hell?
And I could go there anytime I want. If I'm not working on Sunday. If I'm working on a Sunday, then if I'm not working on Sunday, I should say, I'm invited to any game. But it was good company, and we were talking about old stories about Rugby League and how.
What has he got a box for at Bradford?
Well, because he might have a little investment there, I may say. But
little investment.
It was a good afternoon, very enjoyable afternoon. I tell you what, though, Toronto looked very impressive.
Bradford had a few missing, though, in fairness.
Hey, well, do you know what? I know some of the Bradford fans have had a bit of a pop on Twitter as well because I said the way Bradford play, the boring mark, the boring, the one out stuff, and what they're trying to do, they're playing nearly like an Australian way, where they look at the play off the back of penalties, get good field position, and score tries out. When the two tried to score, we're pretty lucky, to be honest with you. But Toronto, very, very impressive. I tell you what, John Wilkin. As a half-back role, what he played. The great thing about it, he never kicked the ball. Did he show around the park? Andy Ackers at hooker, outstanding. O'Brien at full-back. And the pack of forwards, they got ripped in.
They're 6-4 to win the grand final in the thing.
They're winning that.
I just can't see how they do it. And I think if Wilkin, have we criticised John Wilkin, criticised him kicking? We've never criticised him as a rugby player.
No.
I can only imagine he signed believing they're going to be a Super League club, and he's honoured that agreement, because I cannot believe someone from Super League ain't going to him. Come on, John, why don't you come and play for us?
Well, most certainly he could do a job for any Super League club, to be honest with you. And the only way what we said about John, from a player's point of view, is his kicking game. Apart from that, John Wilkins is a quality Rugby League player. We have said
it last year, mate, when he was on the field, Saints were a better team.
Absolutely, we've said it all along. And also as well, reading in League Express John's comments, what he said, he said, listen, I've not come here for an easy payday. I've not come here for an easy 24 months. I've come here because they know the experience what I've got and they know the quality I can bring. So I'm going to bring that quality and I'm going to bring that experience. And also, too, the great thing about what John is doing, Mark, is he's bringing the right attitude.
Yeah.
And what I saw on Saturday, I'll tell you what, the attitude what he shows was absolute sheer quality. there's nobody beating Toronto this year to get promotion. If 6-4, that's a great price.
I would have to agree with that one.
I've got the Challenge Cup draw if you'd like it.
Yes, go on then. Breaking news. Hold on. Breaking news.
Underbank versus Fev Lions. Wigginton Pats versus the Police. And we need to whoop whoop, that's the sound of the Police. One for KRS1 fans. That'll be the TV game, that won't it? They'll show the Police versus Wigginton Pats. Thornhill versus Mayfield. Thatto Heath versus Lee Miners. Ovenden versus West Bowling.
Genghis, you banned.
Yeah. Normanton versus Haydock, or Haycock as Matt Horton's written here. A bit of a typo there. West Hull versus Bentley. Milford versus Loch Lane. Wathbrow versus York Acorn. Driglington versus Wigan St Jude's. Millham versus Siddle. Distington versus the RAF. And East Leeds versus Dewsbury Moor. Good luck to all those teams playing Rugby League in the Challenge Cup. Oh, it's just come up on the BBC website now. It was broken then, but never mind.
Fair enough.
Money well spent, says Genghis.
Isn't there an RF base at Distington? Or am I getting my RF bases mixed up? Anyway, that's irrelevant.
Ovenden versus West Bowling will be a feisty Fax Bradford derby, says Rick.
It will.
Oh.
Tense local affair.
Yeah.
It
not sure
will.
that on the telly, I can get rid of the BBC website now.
So that's some good ties there. East Leeds, Dewsbury Moor will be a good one. We're going on about Wilkin. Great signing. Rich, can you see Toronto not getting promoted this year?
I'll put them number one on my list. I think it'd be interesting. They've got a winning coach now, haven't they?
Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned it there. Mentality, attitude. Brian McDermott's not going to go there and suffer any fools.
Oh, no.
And I think Wilkin is pretty much now he's general, isn't he?
Well,
if he's got an issue, he'll be telling Wilkin to get it sorted.
Without a doubt. And also, what Wilkin said about Brian as well is that his attitude. He's brought that military mental side of it as well into the dressing room. So people will buy into it. It won't be the show, but they like buying into it because Macca won't mess around. Behind
the scene, we hear bits and bats. It was a bit loose at Toronto. That maybe the attitude wasn't quite right, and maybe that's what found them out in the end. When they got tough, they got caught out.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to give credit to London. The performance what they put into the honest with you. But
I get that.
But at the end of the day, he will bring that experience, McDermott, from a point of view, that experience, that quality, that man management when it's needed from a point of view, discipline wise, but also to Wilkin. He will bring the quality. He will bring the mentality, the winning mentality. But also, too, he's bringing quality and he's bringing the right attitude when he wants it to be a success.
Can I apologise in a Richard Bacon style for pronouncing Dissington wrong? Because apparently it's a silent T. I don't know if it's the first one or the last one.
Oh, is it Dissington?
Apparently. I got Drillington right. That was surprising. But,
yeah.
It's a good job,
Yeah, I've got a few functions up there, Dissington and Cumbria.
Oh, is it in Cumbria?
Yeah.
That's not the place
that's all foreign.
Yeah, that's
I
not
think it is, unless I've got my geography wrong. Yeah, Dissington.
So apologies to Cumbria.
Apologies,
yeah.
Very
You can't get everything right.
You can't. Just some things would be nice, though, wouldn't they?
I mean, like turning the camera on for Adrian Lamb, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Went to interview the star man at Wigan, forgets to turn the button on. What's that all about?
And we stood there for about 10 or 15 minutes.
I'm not like some people. Yeah. If you're wondering why there's no interviews with London or Hull KR on our website, it's because Martin Sadler stood and spoke to him for half an hour for the paper.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Very
but
good.
he got a full page out of them. I'd have just said,
no, well, that's good.
Oh, it's exciting. Okay,
Yeah, very good. We're talking our predictions. What yours to keep coming in? What's happening in the world of social media?
Well, plenty. People talking about Scott's haircut.
Yes.
That's exciting.
I think somewhat. Just further proof will nick out in Belle Isle of Nick Scott's hair.
Well, actually, to be honest, someone said to me, Scott, you need to lose half a stone, so I got my haircut. No? Why do people like it? Are they saying they like it?
Well,
Rich?
They're commenting on it.
Well, saying what? Do they like it or what?
Happy half haircut, that kind of thing.
It looks like someone's stolen these because they're going a bit white now. You can't see.
Oh, shocking! Oh, mate. When
just get rid of it.
When I'm in the
What's the Jackson Hastings?
When I'm in my salon and the cutting it.
Salon. Who does it? The council.
When I'm in the salon,
will the council do it?
And
when they come and cut the grass,
and you can see him giving it this and giving it this, and all the silver bits are dropping up front there. It's a bit embarrassing.
Yeah, I have that now. When it gets a bit long, it goes a bit bare.
Yeah,
do they bother showing it around the back, or do they just go, nah, it's all right?
Nah, I mean, it's like the old Del Boy trick, with the jacket. Yeah, it fits. But it's a nice salon where I go. £8 a pop, I'm all right.
£8, you're getting ripped off, mate. You're getting ripped off.
It's a bit high.
£5 in Bradford.
£8 a pop.
Especially, it will only be £3 for you. You ain't got enough to cut.
$4 in wait for them to go to the Polish place, but I don't know if it's going to be open after it.
Yeah, but the thing about it, I could grow mine back. All right.
Sandy agrees with Scully.
Yeah.
What about?
I agree with Gary. She says Toronto were polished in many parts of the game. I'm surprised how quick they play the ball, passing was without losing the running speed on the field.
What did Sandy make of Oddsilbar? I saw her tweeting that she was there. What did she make of it? You should have gone and glad-handed a few of the listeners. We've got a lot of Toronto fans listening to this show.
People are asking about the video. Do you want to talk about the video now, or
I've seen there's a few more videos going out today. Now, have those been made by the same people?
I don't know. You see, this is the problem.
I'm thinking they have.
Hashtag New Beginnings.
Yeah.
Super League manifesto given to me personally by Robert Elstone on this. You look very. I tell you what, there's. Having been to both launches, put that down. There's a big difference between the two men leading the two things of our sport.
Right,
it's
go on
all
then.
about style. I don't know about the substance because we don't know what the substance will be yet.
Yeah.
But Robert Elstone has a better way of speaking in public than his counterpart.
Ralph is terrible speaking in public. I'm not. That's not putting a boot on. It's not his forte. I don't think. I think if you speak to Ralph individually, and then Ralph speaks in a room, I think he might be a bit nervous. I'm not sure it's his bag. Elstone, he's been on the big stage. You know, we can't, and that's why he's got the gig, isn't it, Rich? And that's part of, he said in the paper today, his primary objective is the TV deal, and that's what he's got to be doing.
Wandering around the stage with his Britney Spears microphone thing on.
All right.
Talking to us all about new beginnings and stuff. It was an interesting launch on Thursday. Plenty of people there, because obviously the same old people are there at everything. But lots of non-rugby league people were there.
Do you know what? Am I losing something here? You know, with Super League. You know, we talk about a new era now. Headlines, new beginnings. Headline, new era, new beginnings, whatever term you want to put it. Has Super League been that bad then for the last few years? Is this what we're saying? Come on, let's be honest, because we are.
I don't know.
Well, I reckon over the last 2 or 3 years, the quality has dipped and dipped and dipped every 3 years. So this has been realised now.
Well,
so
the problem that I have with it is this a line in the sand, or he keeps saying that it's going to be bigger and better next year. There's a lot of talk behind the scenes that things are going to change. So then, what is it next year? Is it another new start, or is it just an enhancement of the new beginning?
This is what I'm saying here. How many new beginnings are we going to have?
Well, this is the manifesto. I've got the 13 things which are going to be part of the new beginnings. Number 1, new rules and laws.
Right, well, we've seen that already, haven't we?
Point, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Final 5 minutes, that's going to be exciting, apparently. 2, ready to welcome the best group of ex-NRL debutants, or debutants, if you're Ray French, several seasons. And then there's a list of people. All are going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Excited about the emerging British talent ready to shine on the Super League stage, including Jake Truman, Matty Lees, Danny Walker, Jack Walker.
It's interesting that they name those people, isn't it?
Yeah, wonder if they'll get extra money. Looking forward to the most competitive Super League for many seasons, because it is a compelling league with uncertain outcome. Half of Super League is 12-1 or less, and 66% less than 22-1 to win the Betfred Super League Grand Final. And yet I'm fairly sure
that means nothing.
That
means nothing.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Yeah, that's a bull answer, to be fair, that one.
Yeah.
Because we have only had 4 winners. And I get what he's saying, it's more open than ever. We always think that at this stage, and it's always the same 4 that get.
And also, as well, if Warrington win it this year, they're one of the big spenders anyway, so they should have won it before now. But they're always going to be there and thereabouts.
He will say we've had a 5th new, so 5 of the teams have won it now.
Well, exactly.
That's his dream, really, isn't it? He wants them, Cass or Wakey to win it, so that someone different, or Hull,
We're only 4 in here. 5, restoring interest and value in Man of Steel and Dream Team.
Look, Ellery Hanley was there, wasn't he? You know Ellery, you've been lucky enough to play with him. He's a teammate of yours, and I think they have. I don't think restore interest and value.
It was the players' fault.
It was the players that are idiots and take the mickey.
Yeah,
but I thought when you got the voting last year and it said these are the people, I don't think anyone went, oh, right, that's a travesty. We all went, oh, yeah, that's a good selection.
Yeah, well, I'd say, giving it to the players was a massive mistake in the first place. And as we said last week, talking about Ellery, he's been at Leeds having a bit of a speech there 2 or 3 weeks ago, down at London the week before. Now he's the chairman of the Man of Steel from there. We need this sort of big name players, because Ellery's name is identified by everybody with Rugby League. And
it is. For him to My problem is, what difference does it make to a non-Rugby League watcher that he's picking it? Does it have any bearing at this moment?
He's not picking himself, it's a panel, isn't it? So.
Yeah, but Are we going to get a running total every week on Sky?
We are, yes.
Is someone going to go on and talk about it?
I think it's 23 weeks.
Yeah,
season,
after round 23, then it's secret from there. Yeah.
Okay, so it's basically like the Albert Goldthorpe medal then, now, isn't it?
Yeah,
We're going to know who's 3, 2 and 1 every week.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Does the dream team really matter? I don't think it's... Is it widely reported on? I don't know. It's just a thing, isn't it?
No, but again, and this is where you're going about creating events... I think the dream team should be like live on Sky as a big thing, even if it's 11 o'clock in the morning. They don't bull it up, do they? You go, they have a press conference, who's getting picked for England, and Eddie Jones' press conference is live, but you can't get away from it, can you?
Questions, who's in
yeah, but you can't get away from it. We don't have that presence in Rugby League, I don't think. So maybe that's something they should have live. This is it live. Maybe they did take it live one year, I can't remember, but I think we need to bull it up. We keep talking, one of the things he has said, we need to bull up the players so people know they are. Well, the first thing we should be saying to Sky is, look, we need a bit of help here.
Exactly.
We need these guys on. We need these guys on more. And is that going to happen?
It's good to see Tommy Makinson on Radio 5's Friday Sports panel.
Very good. Yeah, very good. Man of Steel. Golden Boot winner.
6. Presenting a great fixture list opening weekend, opening month. Fans eagerly waiting. Saints Wigan, Hull Derby, and Rhinos Wolves, with more and more to come.
I agree with that, but I also then, right, and this is where the proof will be in the pudding, because I'd say normally your opening game is quite well attended anyway, isn't it?
Should be.
So you're hurting your overall attendance figures by going big early. I get why they've gone big. We are looking forward to it. We were talking about the games before. What a weekend it's going to be. Really, I'm looking forward to it. But when you play them then, that means you lose it later on in the year. So there's going to be a weekend where you've got Salford, Wakefield, and London Huddersfield.
But also,
whereby you're going to be going. Yeah.
But also, as well, when we look at these 3 fixtures, I think Hull, Kingston Rovers have got the full house signs up. Is Wigan and Saints and Warrington Leeds sold out?
I do not know. I couldn't say. I'd be amazed.
Well, there should be, shouldn't there?
Yeah,
to say.
Well, yeah, because how long have they known about it?
Exactly. So. Big games, derbies, Warrington Leeds with all the signings from there.
But then you're going to go, it might be snowing on Thursday. And this is where the Summer League, Super League breaks its own,
Well, that's another silly talking point, is it? Why are we starting at end of January? You know what I mean? But it is. It is what it is. So, have the full houses, are they up for St Helens and Wigan and Warrington Leeds?
That's what Brian Carney said in 4020, I think it was last month or this month. He goes on there on the telly saying, "Oh, it's got a great game tonight, Salford versus Wakefield." We'll use that as an example, and there's an empty stand behind him. Why am I going to watch it?
Yeah, no, I agree
but that,
with
of course, is down. This is where, and this is in the past, where the RFL get blamed for everything. The clubs have got to do their own marketing as well, and we've got to blame the clubs.
Well, this is part of the argument we had last year. I remember Tommy Martin had Giants should never be in Super League. They don't bring any fans. I'm thinking, well, all right, there might not be many in the away end, but I'm looking around the home end, mate. That's half empty as well. Yeah, so what I say? Saints who had the best team in the competition can't fill their own stadium. So I'm with you, and I'd be saying the best thing advert is, look at this, we've got 3 sold out games. Everyone wants to come to Super League. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen.
7. Showcasing the best against the best. A compelling World Club challenge. The best of the NRL testing the resilience, toughness and skills of Wigan. That's the World Cup Challenge. That's on every year.
Yeah, and again, I'm not being rude, but if we took over the RFL, we could have put that, the Super League, we could have, that's not new, is it? That's just fluffing round a game that we've already got.
I think they've had to do 13 because we have 13.
Yeah, look, I'm not disputing that, but as I said last week, right, this guy... You're impressed with him. You've clearly bought into him. He looks nice on the stage. He talks the talk. You're looking at it already. Yes, you've gone these great games. Are they going to be sellouts? If not, why not? Why is he not laying the law down saying you need to be selling these games out? He might be behind the scenes. I'm just asking a question. Actions speak louder than words. And we're showcasing the best against the best. Right, brilliant. Yeah.
Apart from
me a favour.
Sydney Roosters think they've already won, don't they?
Do you think the Champions League we're showcasing the best against the best? No, they just let the football do it.
Don't like the word showcasing. 8. Targeting Good Friday and an aggregate attendance record. Fixture set to facilitate a record round. Targeting the highest aggregate attendance in Super League 24.
See, I like that. I like that because just based on what I've said, we can add those numbers up on Good Friday and go, well done, mate, you've got the biggest attendance. If you don't get it, is that a fail? he's set a target. I like that. I've no problem with that. If he'd have said to us, right, what they want 3 sellouts on the opening weekend, then that's something to go at. But I like that one. I didn't like the other one. Got to be fair.
I think 9 was written before they decided where it was. Taking Magic to a great city and a world-famous stadium. Super League takes over one of our most famous cities and one of the world's most famous stadiums.
I want to know why, and I do want to know this, from Mr. Elstone, why has it gone to Liverpool?
Yeah,
How much money has it generated? Why has it gone there? Because I'm not so sure from a fan point of view that's a popular choice.
I don't get it. There's been absolutely no reason. No. I don't know what they'll say. Well, Liverpool's give us more money.
Well, if they have, then how much more? Is that what it is now? Is it whoever bids the most money, it's going there? Because we talked to all these people in the championing, great figures in the North East, and then the one good thing that we've got there, we take it away. So you might as well say, well done, lads, but we're not right bothered because we're going somewhere else.
Well, for me, it's a massive mistake taken away from Newcastle.
I agree.
Newcastle has everything.
I agree.
Wait for that bid from Saudi Arabia. 10.
Look, you laugh, right? No. You laugh. If they tabled £2 million and said, "Want you all to come?" As a sport, you've got to think, right? Well, we've got to look at that. I'm sorry, but that's what we've got to do.
10. Super League heads to Nou Camp, or Camp Nou. Catalan's hosts Wigan in the heart of Catalonia and the home of Messi. Well, it's not really. He's from Argentina. Wigan tick off Old Trafford, Anfield, and Nou Camp in less than 9 months.
So what?
When do Wigan play at the Nou Camp and when's the Magic Weekend?
It's the same weekend as the Summer Bash, which is the weekend. Is it the weekend before the Magic Weekend?
Right. So, again, and I'm not being rude, right? But Catalans winning the Cup has facilitated that game. Not Super League, not Robert Elstone. If Warrington had won, they wouldn't be playing Catalan in the Nou Camp, would they? So I get the bullying up, and from what I hear, they're expecting 40,000. It's going to be great. I wish I could go. I don't think I'm going to be able to go. I wish I could go, and I'm sure a lot of people want to go. Yeah. But that's like taking credit for something that ain't yours. You know? Is that going to? All right. Here's a question then: is that game going to happen next year? So Warrington going to get a chance to go, or Leeds going to get a chance to go? Are we going to have one game a year? And again, if we are, then that is a brilliant step forward. I get that. You know, look at what I've done. Look at what I've done.
Don't be taking credit for it when
hang on, mate. Yeah.
I'll offer the Summer Bash anyway. I am going to be the only one there. Everyone is going to Barcelona. All the Rugby League media are off to Barcelona, apart from me and the people who do the championship.
So
never mind. 11. Nearly at the end now. This is
good. I like it. But there's some good bits, and I think some bits that are a bit flowery, and some bits that we need to ask questions about.
We should do flower. Flower is not a bad thing, though, is it? Because we need to sell an idea to people. We're cynical people who've already bought into Rugby League being great, and we're trying to sell to. Well, I'll come to that.
Yeah, but what have we just said? Look, we agree about the money thing, the thing. If he comes, I keep going back to Barry Earnham. I know Barry has not to do with it. What does Eddie Earn do when he sells a fight? 90,000 people, record receipts, biggest fight ever, money, money, money. In Rugby League, we're like, there's 300 people. We play it all down. He should come and say, I like that. We're going for a record attendance. I think he should have gone and said, right, Newcastle, we're selling it out or we're moving it. And then you're putting the onus on the fans, on the count, everyone to say, right, we sell out or we move. And I don't think they've given it that chance, and I'm disappointed by that.
You mentioned Hearn, just while I remember. I flicked over the ping pong at the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Looked packed at Alexandra Palace. I don't know how many people
were there. Is that well edited TV?
It might well be, but it looked as though people were there.
Yeah.
People were.
That's one thing I thought the BBC did really well for the game at Anfield. They edited the shots brilliant so that the top of the picture was where the crowd ran out, so it looked full everywhere you looked. So it can be done.
It can be done again. 11. Restoring a meaningful playoff narrative. The word's back. The road to the grand final gets more exciting, more demanding, with more clubs, brackets 1, all the way to Old Trafford. We like the 5-team playoff, though. It's better than just having random semi-finals at the end.
Yeah.
12. A new Super League identity with clear lines of responsibility and accountability. Can't wait for Scully's comments on this one. A dedicated Super League team focused on the rejuvenation of the competition and the commercialisation of the rights and assets.
Right, look, again, that's all right. Your instant reaction is, well, it's the same people that are dealing with the other one. A lot of the people are the same. Some new people have come in. proof will be in the pudding on that. If we get big new sponsors coming in, then the guy's doing his job right. But as it stands, and this is what I said, he's been there an awful long time. He's earning an awful lot of money, and up to press, you've got a nice new shining leaflet. That's it. We ain't got anything else. So I don't know. The jury's out for me. The jury's out. He's got to come up with the goods, and that's why I like targeting that Good Friday. Brilliant. Let's hope that comes off. I think we should be targeting more than one game. We should maybe target another game later on in the season and really go for it. You know, I don't know, heritage round. People talk about these things, but let's try them.
I was thinking randomly, because we've mentioned heritage rounds and charity rounds before. Widnes did a lot of great stuff last year with the NHS, and we should do an NHS round. So give nurses, doctors, all free entry or something.
Well, I don't know. Maybe there is something in that. Yeah,
I don't know, it's just an idea. 13, final one. A commitment to developing a vibrant and compelling brand and to breaking out of our bubble. An investment in an exciting team of high quality, experienced and committed partners and advisors to take Super League into younger audiences over the next 3 years. We do need new audiences. I just worry how we'll get them.
Well, it's a tough one, so it's not an easy. If it was an easy answer, we wouldn't be needing Robert Elstone to sort it out, would we? It'd have been done by now. But I don't know. I like that. I like the 13. There's a couple of them I think are a bit flowery. A couple of them we could have taken credit for as opposed to him. But
there is framing the future 2019.
It is. Keep it, and then we'll pull it out with the other one and go. It's still the same.
Well, I think the majority of it for me, as you've mentioned a couple of times, Mark, and the jury's out with it. Simple as that. Yeah. The jury's out. The new beginnings, new era. The proof's in the pudding. We'll soon see the start of this week. See if that puts a marker down. But again, the question is: are St Helens, Wigan, Warrington, Leeds, are they both sellouts? And they should be, but I don't think they are.
Well, that's that on social media.
I think we've been told that they're getting close to a sellout. Saints and Wigan. I don't know about Warrington and Leeds.
Right,
but
okay. Fair enough. Well, let's hope they are. They should be.
Of course they should.
They should be. You know, if I'm Simon Brown, I'm spending all this money on my team. I think, come on, guys, you've got to come and watch it.
Absolutely.
Even if it's a bit cold, you've still got to come down and watch it.
But it was an interesting presentation, and as well as hearing from Mr. Elstone, we heard from Ellery Hanley. Did a bit of a speech. The highlight, of course, was Brian Carney making a joke to Dowell Powell. Dowell Powell there with a suntan. Brian says, "Been anywhere nice recently?" Ha 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 ha, said the audience. Dowell
got him cracked him. No, he didn't. That was a joke, by the way.
And Stuart Pearce, who speaks very well, always speaks positively about rugby league.
Yeah, he does.
And you know, his comparison to saying, you know, rugby league players up there with jump jockeys as, you know, the most toughest people in sport.
He's a massive Warrington fan, isn't he, Pearce?
Yeah, he goes to a lot of games.
He's not one of these celebrities you never see.
And he goes out of his way to go to games as well, doesn't he? So.
Josh Warrington, who spoke more about boxing more than rugby, so I didn't really understand that. And then, the usual parade of people on stage to talk us through the exciting brand new beginnings that are Super League 2019.
Are you overall? What's your?
I thought it was a good event. I got to speak to most people I wanted to speak to.
I always think they're good events, the pre-season ones.
It's a bit dark in some of the rooms, as you've seen on the video, but that's me using a phone rather than a proper camera. It was interesting to hear Michael Shenton and Chris Hill in particular, as players. I think they were the only players I'd spoke to who've been around the block a few times. How positive they were about the changes and Mr. Elstone. So that was interesting. Chris Chester saying the same thing as well, putting more eyes on the competition. So
what do you think then? You know, because I've read Shannon's piece in the League Express as well today regarding with Castleford and Darrell's changed the mentality in pre-season. What do you think of a Wellington Castleford grand final? Do you think that's a possibility?
Anything's possible.
Yeah, as Rod would say, any outcome is possible. I think it's the one we'd want because it'd mean a new winner and it'd be a completely different story. I've got my doubts. You know, I'm a big Cas fan. I've got my doubts, Gary. I've got to be honest, and I almost hope all this pre-season nonsense might just pull them together a little bit. But I've got to be honest, I'm unconvinced.
What did you make of the timing of that story? Because I can't sit here and be a hypocrite and say, well, what I've said in the past and say, well, it was very strange to release that on the day the season's launched. Especially when, and let's be honest here, everyone knew. Because people have been asking us for the last 2 weeks on social media.
Was it as bad as what it was? Was it just handbags or what?
No, I think there was an altercation. Yeah,
proper altercation.
Yeah,
right,
as I understand it, there was.
Right.
But and this is what people annoy me when they go, "Oh, you're negative, you're negative." We know stuff that we knew about the Hardacre stuff days before it got announced. If we wanted to be and put the boot in, as much as I give you stick, you do. He finds out an awful lot of stuff before it gets made public. You two have heard about this, you heard about that.
He's got a better record than
and if we wanted to go out with that, we know that the sources of that are rock solid and that we could do. But I'm with you. Why is it to get... I mean, is all publicity good publicity? Or not? I don't know.
I don't think anyone's really that bothered.
But
Because,
is that a bad thing, though, that no one is that
well,
bothered?
it probably is, isn't it?
Or is it that... I don't know.
Who knows who any of those people are in the wider world of sport? No one knows who these people are. They're just Northern Oiks having a bit of a battle. It's not like when Danny Cipriani had a fight with a bus, is it?
No, but is that not part of the problem?
Well,
they're not in the mainstream. And
that's part of what
again,
we're
you go
trying to
back
do,
to the Hardacre thing. If you asked a lot of non-rugby league fans, probably a lot of them would know who he is now. And that, I mean, that's not a great thing, but at least they know who he is.
Well, to be honest with you, as well, when we heard about the situation with Cass on the trip away, were you really bothered?
No, not really.
I wasn't.
I wasn't. And that's why I was trying to ask you the other week. I'm sure stuff like that must happen.
Well, arguments, obviously, fisticuffs, not with in the teams that I would have said. There was just the Bobby Goulden incident, in the Doug Lawton era, but that wasn't with a player. He just, took it on his own.
Well, what happened? Tell the listener what happened.
On his own, Maitland wanted to do. Well, the lads, it was the last night. I wasn't there. I was away, and the lads had gone down to Anglesey, and
why weren't you there?
Because I've been away on tour, so I was time off anyway. So anyway, the
lad, you miss a freebie.
With the lads, I went to Anglesey once. I tell you what. I won't send the mother-in-law there, I can reassure you. But anyway, so it was the last night, and anyway, I think Bobby had a bit of a disagreement with Gareth Stevens, the son of Gary Stevens, who was Dougie's assistant. And anyway, so they went into the toilet, and anyway, Bobby had a few words with Gareth. Anyway, came out, so it was a little bit upset. So I think it was Maskin and Paul Dixon. They said to Gareth, "What's wrong?" He said, "Oh, Bobby's had a go at this and a go at that." Anyway, so they pulled Bobby to one side and said, "Hey, listen, leave him alone. Stop picking on him." Anyway, the attitude of what Bobby had, and the fiery character what he is, he took it upon himself where he wasn't happy about it. Went back to the digs, smashed all the digs up, went out to Doug Lawton's car, kicked his car in, kicked all the wings off his car, and got a taxi home from Anglesey back to Widnes where he lived. And I think the taxi cost him £100 to get back, and from that bit of a disagreement, Leeds sacked him. So. But as far as I say with the story about Cass, as we say, because the mentality thing about with the big games, what they're playing, maybe it was just something where the players themselves were addressing while they're away. I don't know the true fact from there, but maybe somebody wasn't really doing the right things mentally for mentally toughness. An argument broke out or something, and there you go.
I get the impression it was more to do with beer,
more to do with drink.
Yeah, that's the impression I get. I don't know.
Well, to be honest with you, things have been said in drink. As we all, it's a bit of Dutch courage. Realistically, it should be said when everybody's all right, having the team meeting at 7:30, 8 o'clock, like they do nowadays. So, but that it may have brought them closer. From a point of view where
that's what I mean. I'm hoping it might have just pulled them in a bit.
We know where we lacked. We know where we lacked in the final against Leeds. We know where we lacked against Wigan in the semi-final last year. Hopefully it brings them closer together. Brings them a stronger side mentally.
Storming a beer glass then, is that what we're saying?
Potentially.
The interesting thing, of course, is there are plenty of details in the story in the paper. Where did those details come from?
And they haven't been refuted either, have they? Which makes you think they've been told, but I don't know.
Well, one story we had, Massey Brock's job, but he played, didn't he?
As I understand it, my thing was he was a 100% innocent party. That's my understanding of it.
Anyway.
That he got in the middle of something and ended up getting the...
But as I said, Cass Warrington grand final, don't rule it out, or you don't think so?
I'd love it to be. I don't think it will.
No.
But I'd love it to be. But we'll see.
Derek is on defending this from Afghanistan. Good evening, Afghanistan. Look at the elite
12
military.
points from Afghanistan to Hull FC.
I was going to say that's more than Keithley have got. Right? Evening from West Wales. They're coming for you.
Hold on, West Wales are now not bottom of League One.
Yeah.
You know that?
They're on 0 now because they're -4. I don't know if we're talking about this.
They got -4.
Yeah,
but they've put it on last year's total instead of this year.
Have they?
Yeah.
Oh, they're cruising now.
Also,
We're going for promotion now, the lads.
12 points in front, yeah.
Gone
away.
Knackered.
I think they've got a lovely bright green shirt as well, West Wales.
Have they?
Oh, yeah. Go check out my interview with Kim Williams, their coach, where I basically say, such a load of rubbish last year, what are you going to do this year? Without, putting it like that. To get in trouble again. Look at the elite military. They make the guys fight to show controlled aggression and how to take one on the chin. Then they regroup and fight to the death for each other. This could be old-fashioned, clear the air bonding, says Derek. Could be.
Could be.
So get all your money on Cass to do this treble. Gamble responsibly.
Go on then.
Never write off the Tigers, says Morgan.
No, look, you can't. No, you can't. You can't.
We're just asking the question, aren't we?
The one overwhelming, and I had I put a few quid on. I had Catalan to win the cup and Cass to win the grand final, and we were going to Wigan, weren't we, in the semi-final?
Yes.
I'm thinking, I should take my money here. They're not going to win. I knew they had a few injuries and a few people played who shouldn't have played. What worried me after that game was the number of key players who were just thoroughly annoyed with their teammates because the performance wasn't good enough. And it was like, we're dumb, we don't know how to win big games, we don't play to a game plan, or the game plan, should I say. And that just worries me, that they know it themselves and yet they still don't put it right.
But the more I looked at the grand final defeat against Leeds and last year's performance against Wigan, I think some of the biggest problems, certainly from a couple of players, certainly McShane and Milner, the two big players for the Castleford sidewalk, they were trying too hard.
Yeah, because even though, they got well beaten at Wigan, the scoreline didn't do it, probably a fair reflection, but they still had chances and they didn't take them.
They still made opportunities.
They still had chances.
But what they've got to do in big games, and when the pressure's on, I know it's, people say it's pretty hard to do, but I never found it pretty. It's just relax and just try and do what you know. I know it might sound, score, you don't know what you don't know, how can you, but you've got to try and relax and then say, well, listen, this stage is for me. This stage is for me.
But is that not where you go and you look at Wigan and whatever you think about how they start?
That's called experience being in big games.
What do they do? What do they do as a rule? 99% of the time, they stick to the plan.
Yeah, stick to what they do.
They do what, even if they're getting beat, they do what they do. They do what they do, and eventually they grind their way back in.
They stick to the process. What
and
they do,
and that's what
because
Cass maybe don't do.
They know it worked. But Castleford, in the grand final against Leeds, we're always saying, well, with the conditions and Leeds with the experience, can Cass win playing the way what they have played? Of course, Castleford can do, but as I mentioned there, with a couple of the big game players. Well, the first game against Leeds, they all came up with mistakes, dropping balls, which they weren't normally doing. But the big players, and Luke Gale was in that bracket as well, was trying too hard. They went away from the process, what they were doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And as I say, Wigan, they do not go away from what they do. You look at St Helens last year, certainly the Challenge Cup semi-final against Catalans. They knew there was going to be in for a big battle against the Catalans forwards, but they couldn't handle it. When the Catalans were smashing them, they didn't have that so-called plan B. But the process, what they'd been doing up to that, worked for them, but they didn't know what to do. And so then, rather than trying too hard, they got put into a panic situation. And this is where Richardson fell down. When it was needed for somebody to say, right, okay then, rather than wait for things to happen, I've got to make things happen, he couldn't do that.
No, I get that. I get that.
So
yeah, I get that. Rich, anything else?
Paul tweeted me on Thursday, I can't remember.
Okay.
It's been a long weekend. About the Hull Kingston Rovers video.
All right.
They've done a video to hype up the derby with Hull on Friday night, which include scrapping, and he wasn't too happy about the fighting in the video. The Hull KR video has caused a split online with some supporting Bring Back the Biff, including current and ex-players. Well, what do we know about players? Hull KR now using a second video that actually has some rugby in it. Have a good show.
What do we know about players?
What?
In the era of head injuries and...
He won't happen. But I'll tell you what, when I played in my first derby, oh boy, I'll tell you, look, there shouldn't have been a ball on the pitch for the first 20 minutes. Every play of the ball, there was a fight. Every scrum, there was a fight. I was frightened to death. I didn't have a clue I didn't have a clue what was going on. And then when you get Len Casey with 15 minutes to go, threatening to knock your head off if you come anywhere near him, and the ball were 40 yards away and he's threatening to knock my head off. No, it was a real experience, my first whole derby. But no, I don't buy into that where, the so-called, the game has got a little bit soft from a point of view where the soft enough period, what was called back in our day, as I say, for the first 10 or 15 minutes. I don't want that. I don't want to see that back in the game. Yes, get ripped in, by all accounts, get ripped in the laws of the game. But as far as every play of the ball in every scrum where there's a scrap, no, we don't want to see that. That's no advertisement for the game at all.
Neil says, sure you can promote how tough the game is by showing legal tackles and big hits.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And Sky have released their video today. Stephen likes it because it shows like people scoring tries. And so remember the other week we were talking about ITVs for the Six Nations, which I'm sick of seeing. I might tweet them and say it's not rugby's greatest championship. Can't say that. It's the union in there. Then they'll ignore me. The official launch video thing, which we were shown last week, is a strange old fruit because I'm not quite sure what it is. It's very well put together. I mean, look, you've seen my videos on YouTube and Facebook. I can't criticise anyone for the standard of video, but I'm not sure what it's telling. Jeremy McGilvery wakes up, Junior Sal stretching with a rugby ball. Some other people are wondering. I don't know all the players are.
No, I don't. I mean, I had a big. I exploded when I saw it because I thought I don't get it. And then you went, well, it's probably a little bit.
It's probably not for us.
More arty than that. And I'm thinking, my first reaction was, in all honesty, I thought it's worse than the Brownlee one.
No, it can't be.
But then I didn't say it, and I think the best thing I did was not to say anything publicly and just wait and see. And if these videos we're seeing now are on the back of it, then I get it a little bit more. But when I saw it, I thought, what?
We obviously know that Lee Hicken, the creative director, knows what he's doing.
Yeah, of course he does. Of course he does, and no one's got any issue with him being involved.
I think it would have been better if he had spoken at launch, explaining it a bit.
Yeah, and saying what it's about.
Because I don't mind coming across and saying I don't really understand what. It's like Keith Levin says, "What's the message?" Doesn't he?
Yeah.
To everyone about their albums and books and stuff. What is the message? Because I don't know what the message is.
But the problem is, as you've just said, the Six Nations is on ITV. Everyone's seen it. Super League starts on Thursday night. If you don't follow Super League on Twitter or the clubs on Twitter, where is it being shown? This is what I don't get. We've got a season launch. Well, it hasn't been launched, has it? I don't get it. I don't understand what it's about.
This is again promoting and marketing, isn't it? The product's what we've
got.
But
this is when I come back to Mr. Elstone and go, well, am I missing? Is it the Emperor's New Clothes? And everyone's going, oh yeah, this is great. And actually no one has got any idea of what's going on. Or am I the idiot and I can't see it? But I have not seen it. What is happening? What is happening? Why is there not being an advert on the Why is there not something on there?
If it's part of a series, I think it would have been nice to be told that.
Yeah, but even if it is, already, the season starts on Thursday. It's
why
like
it's so long.
It's like Coronation Street. Don't watch it for the next 5 years to see what happens.
Laurie Daly said, didn't he, jokingly, that rugby league is a simple game for simple people, and the other half of the quote is the best bit of it. But in a sense, it is. You do need to explain it. Because I don't really understand what's going on. I just think we need to be a bit more out in front. People say, we've tried. I know someone said, he's been done for. People have moaned he's copied the NRL, and yet he hasn't copied the NRL with a preview. Now people are moaning he's not copying the NRL. I think there's a bit more to it than that, personally. We've had a season launch that's great for us in the game, but no one else knows. If you go ask the White Van Man in London, who's playing in Super League this week? I go, no, what are you on about? He'll probably tell you about the Netball Super League.
You don't go that far now. You can go to Nottingham, they wouldn't even know.
That's what I mean. And we preach to the converted time and time and time again. We need to spread the word.
I agree.
We need to spread the word.
I agree totally. Why can't this launch be done down in London? At the Trailblazer Stadium where London Broncos are? Why can't it be done down there?
I don't know. I've got no issue with the launch itself. It's how...
No, but if we're talking about this, but that's what I'm saying. We're trying to attract the new audience, and how the sport is portrayed. Let's tell people about the products, what we've got, because as we all keep saying, it's the greatest game of all, you know, and it is the greatest product. But again, we struggle to get the sponsors because we don't promote and market it. But as you say, we preach to the people who know all about Rugby League, but we don't go out there for the new audience.
Well, it's like the preview show the BBC have done is only available online. It's not on telly. So.
Oh well.
But I can put the women's football show on nationwide.
Yes.
With less attendances than Go Watch Salford.
Yeah. Box ticking though, that is it? I don't know. Is that being a bit rude or?
Neil says, we went to a Manchester Thunder netball game. They make a great event of it. Well, this is the thing, isn't it? We've said this before. We don't make enough of an event of things. We expect people to turn up and just watch rugby because it's great. But you can't do that.
Well, one of the things that we said is about the women's game in Super League is it's probably one of the best opportunities to grow. I watched sport. I actually tweeted about this. I was watching Sky Sports, middle of the day. The netball thing was on. Half an hour about netball. I don't particularly like or dislike netball. I find myself watching it thinking, wow, this looks good. Eddie Jones is on talking, oh yeah, we've had Tracy Neville down watching us train. I've been to watch them train. I've come to the game. I can't believe how tough it is. I never thought it was like that. What a glowing reference for your game that Eddie Jones, as coach of England Rugby Union, is on there saying how great it is. Do we need more than that? Do we need someone talking about our ladies like that? And why are our ladies not on Sky Sports? The Rugby Union ladies are on there. The cricket is on all the time. The football is on whatever station it's on, but it's getting that exposure.
Oh, absolutely.
We're not getting exposure for our ladies, and that annoys me.
And this is and we go back to the Championship launch and the rest of the Rugby League launch as it was on Tuesday. I felt very sorry for the player from Stanley Ladies who was there, who no one went to speak to, I don't think, because what question do you ask someone who plays in the Championship? But we're missing the boat again because we've got this. We're going to show Women's Super League games on the Our League app. Yeah, but you're preaching to converted again.
Yeah. So what I've said is instantly, and this is what I said last week, is they've boasted they've got 90,000 members. Well done them. You put it under that. What's the maximum can watch is 90,000 people. As Toronto, what did they say? We're going to be in 360 million homes around the world. Well, we're on the internet. We're in 70 million homes around the world. Don't mean anyone's going to watch it, but it's there if you want to watch it. I think we should have done a deal with the BBC. You've just mentioned the Women's Super League show, Football Super League, is on the telly. We need to be pushing them. They're supposedly our media, or one of our media partners. We need to be pushing them, even if they put it on the red button. And I'm not going to take. I'm not saying we're taking any credit for it. When we were at Proper Sport, we got that Women's Challenge Cup final out to the nation, to the world. And I think someone at the RFL has seen the figures and gone, wow, we need to do something now because look at the amount of people who have watched this game and they're just limiting it. Get it on the BBC. People say, oh, we're anti-BBC, we don't like the BBC. We've never moaned about the coverage. What we moan about is when it's on, who can see it, etc., etc. We should be going to them cap in hand and saying, we want you to put this women's game on every single week. But I don't think they will do that. Missing the boat again.
We're talking about personalities and players and whatever. And there's plenty of those in the women's game.
Well,
I spoke on By the Balls, their podcast last week. Because I was there, because I was someone to speak to. And I said, it's perhaps not altruistic, my support for Women's Rugby League. It is, because I think the product's great. But it's also looking at the fact that we should have a piece of that pie that football and netball, rugby
that's
union,
my point.
cricket
Yeah, we should do.
There's no reason why Women's Rugby League shouldn't.
And this is my point. Why are we not up there with them? Danica Prim, what's she, a school teacher? Yeah. She's a model citizen. She's a clever lady, quite clearly. She's a qualified teacher. She's a great athlete. She plays rugby league, and she speaks really well. That's the type of person. I know you've spoken to the Wigan ladies coach, Amanda Wilkinson.
Yeah.
I've spoken to her a number of times. Speaks brilliantly. Just a normal lady like we're normal blokes. But you think, oh, how are you involved in rugby? And it just annoys me. It annoys me that we're missing the boat on that. We are really missing the boat on that.
Although I did enjoy the story. Was it the people have been accusing Castleford of professionalism?
Right.
Paying people and stuff.
Wow.
Oh, dear. Kick them out.
Is that why they play at Castleford Rugby Union? So they
don't the ladies get paid?
Well, I assume not, no.
I don't think so.
Well, there's that whole thing about the World Cup, wasn't it, when they didn't get there?
Although Brian Barwick's here. Quite pleased, Brian Barwick's here.
That was the thing though about.
Hi, Brian.
You talk about little black books. Obviously, someone had their book out last week. So there's loads of people there from the world of media who'd never seen before.
Good.
Launch.
Good.
It was a good thing. Go watch the video. Thanks to Peter who enjoyed the interview with Jackson Hastings. I spoke to him before. A very impressive young chap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you talk about.
He wanted to get a selfie with Ellery Hanley. I hope he did.
Did he?
Yeah. That's what he wanted.
But is that not what you want? He strikes me as a confident young man. He clearly believes in his own ability.
Who's this?
Jackson Hastings.
Oh,
but he's come over, and I dare say, Scotty, as I reckon you would have done when you went to Australia. You know you're a decent player. You want to show people you're a decent player, and you want to go and enjoy and add something to their competition.
Absolutely.
I think he's done that when he's come here. I think he has been, if you could sum up an overseas signing, he's been perfect. He's come in, he's had the right attitude, he's had an impact on the field, and off it, everything you see to him be involved with him is good.
Well, you just mentioned that word there with the attitude, and as we all know, all the Aussies who come over here, you know, there's still plenty of journeymen about now, but one thing for sure with Jackson Hastings, that's what he's done. He's come with the right attitude, and also as well, when I went over to Australia, the first thing I was told was, go and get into their lifestyle straight away. Don't be going over there and saying, no, well, we don't do this in England. Oh, is this what it's like in Australia? No, get into their lifestyle straight away. And Rich will tell you, when we met a couple of Salford fans at the Hall of Fame dinner back in November, then two Salford fans were saying, I tell you what, Jackson Hastings, not just a great player, but he's a great bloke. He comes to all the supporters. He comes in our local working men's clubs. He has a couple of pints, and and he enjoys, and he has a bit of a laugh. He has his photos, but that's what it's all about: being part of that club and making things happen. And that's exactly what he's doing from there. And we'll be for sure, if he carries on with the form what he showed at the end of last season for Salford, and certainly no doubt about his attitude from there. And if he gets the backing, if he gets the support of his players, I'll tell you what, you won't be running him out for being one of the Man of Steel contenders this season, because he's that good.
Yeah, no,
he's that good.
Yeah. No, I like it. No problem.
The horn's going down well with the viewer. They're not fans.
They're not fans?
No.
One more Genghis, and then it's gone. Right,
Who's bought these?
Gone.
Who's bought these?
It's gone.
Where from?
If you're going to send stuff in, Genghis, can you get Rich a new jumper? Doing my eyes
People
in.
saying it's pink, it's not, it's fuchsia, it's like
People saying you look like Barney the dinosaur. That's what they're saying on Twitter.
Like
I used to like Barney. Do you like Barney the dinosaur?
You've got a Tyrannosaurus Rex and
Barney.
We can't have two
but
dinosaurs.
Barney's a big friendly dinosaur.
We can't have two dinosaurs on the show, can we?
In a minute, the Great Britain tour, which is not the fault of the RLAF. But first, Sandy, who says York have been doing an awesome job promoting their season opener against Toronto. As a Toronto fan, I'm really liking the build-up to our visit on Sunday. I'm super hyped about being part of what looks like an awesome game day. Can't wait to meet the York fans. It's going to be on the telly, of course, because all Toronto's games on the telly, which everyone's upset about because everyone's an idiot. It's on the telly.
Good.
I'll
probably watch most of them.
Yeah, I wonder what crowd. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I tell you what, the way they played at the weekend, I tell you they're going to be very impressive.
How clever, in some ways. I don't know if it's the RFL or York that have offered to host the event, but having the launch event of the RFL at York, you see the pictures, you see the minster. I mean, we're lucky we live near York. I think we've all been quite a bit. It's a wonderful city. If you've never been, I think you should go. But I just wonder how many people might say, we'll go to York, so we'll go in the morning, we'll go have a look round, we'll have a walk around the town, we'll go for a coffee, then we'll go watch the game, then we'll go home. And I thought it was a great marketing tool for them, even though it might not have been them that did it. But they have got a wonderful city, and they are doing it the right way. They are doing it the right way, and it's going to be interesting. The one worry I'd have is they get tucked up on Sunday, because I think Brian McDermott will be keen to lay a marker down.
Oh, he's going to put a marker down, yeah. But also I think York will as well, because some people, it's coming from League One from there, but how
are they going to cope without? They had a lot of help. Let's call a spade a spade. They had a lot of help from Ulcar at times, isn't there? Some good players there. Yeah. Are they going to be impacted by the fact they've lost that relationship?
Yeah, maybe. But I think some of the players, they've been given an opportunity there by James Ford. The players love the style of play, how they play, Mark.
Yeah.
I think they'll be saying, I'll tell you what, I want to repay you the faith what Ford has got and he's from here, and they want to put a marker down themselves.
Yeah. I think it's going to be.
It's going to be because
I think York will do well this year.
Oh yeah, they will. There's no two ways about it. I reckon they're going to finish in the top 5. But
I'll take you on there.
But yeah, and the way that Toronto played, certainly what I saw at the weekend against Bradford, they like to play the right way and all. They've got that quality. That is going to be a great advert for the championship.
Check out John Davison's interview with Brian McDermott on our Facebook.
A bit of a windswept Brian McDonough.
Yeah.
What happened there? Did he run?
There were some very amusing comments underneath, but as long as Brian doesn't see them, we'll be all right. It was a good event in York. Nice room in the centre, easy enough to get to.
Yeah.
Got a free Toronto scarf, that was good. So that was nice, keep me warm. And spoke to a lot of people. James Ford disappeared very quickly though. Couldn't get a hold of him.
What crowd are they looking to get on Sunday and York?
No idea.
I don't know, but they got a record crowd when they played them last time, didn't they? Remember then the Bulls beat that, so they'll be going for a decent crowd, I would have thought.
They'll be well over, what, 2,000-3,000,
yeah,
do you think?
I would have thought so, yeah.
Yeah, he's doing a great job there, John Flatman, isn't he? Fantastic job both on and off the field.
Yes.
Very wise man in terms of recruitment. Speaking of York and Toronto, it's on the telly. Toronto, all their home and away games are going to be on TV, which has got to be a positive.
Yeah, no problem with that.
People moaning because they get an advantage. Well, that's because they have an advantage in that sense. And the stark reality is, and there's a reason why Sky are going to show Toronto's games home and away, and why they're not showing, I don't know, whoever else in the Championship home or away. But there are going to be Championship games on the app. So Sky have conceded in that sense. We should be feeling positive about this.
Yeah, look, I've no issue with the games being on. And you know what I think as well, when the games are at home, and they're on at it was about 9 o'clock at night, isn't it, generally they're on? I bet they get more people that don't watch Rugby League watching those games because it's on when there's very little on.
Yeah, nothing else on,
I'm going to make the point, I struggle, by the way, the fixture page in the League Express, have it on the back page, guys, so people can see it.
But the best thing is next week they'll have the tables after a game, which is always great.
Yeah, but my point is, right, and this is something I think Mr. Elstone needs to seriously address. Thursday night, Saints Wigan. Everyone will be watching it. All Rugby League fans will watch it because it's on and there's nothing else to do. On Friday, Cass play the Dragons, Huddersfield plays Salford. All right, so you could argue there might be 15,000 at both games, roughly. Hull KR play Hull, so their fans are going to be watching that game anyway. But we shouldn't have games on the night when there's games on the TV. When it's Super Sunday in the Premier League, they don't have anyone else playing at that time. So that all fans think, oh, I'll watch it because it's on. I know it's on, I'll watch it. We're fighting against our own audience. And it annoys me.
I agree,
especially when, without being rude, you get Leeds and Wigan playing at home or Leeds and Saints at home on the same night. And those are your two biggest gates playing at the same time. And there's another game on the telly. Who's watching it?
I agree. Every other fixture should be. And we know Catalan's playing on Saturday anyway, but when they play at home, but every game should be on a Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. They're not telly Thursday, Friday. Everything else should be on a Sunday afternoon.
Another Sunday afternoon at whatever o'clock it was yesterday was Red Star and Millom in the Challenge Cup. Toby says, what do you think of the coverage? Thought it was very good, to be honest. Jane says it was very good coverage. It's what they did last year. They stick a camera out in
Who did the comms?
It was Dave Woods and JJB from Salford.
So again, showing it the respect that it deserves, and so be it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No problem.
I wonder what they will show in the next one. I don't know how many people watch those games, and I think when they sent out that press release a few years ago saying, was it 10,000 people watch it? That's not a number to jump up and down about. But.
No, but I think solely people are starting to learn that watching stuff online, on a website, on your phone, is the future.
Not on
Simple
TV channels that people don't watch. Great Britain.
Yes.
The only Great Britain tour.
Yeah.
Ronnie has been on. I was interested in going down under for the Lions Rugby League tour this year, but nothing has been sorted and now it's too late to make arrangements. Apparently one of the tour organisers decided it's too late to organise a tour for supporters. We don't even know who's playing who yet. I understand that from sources that the number of games on the tour has been cut already. If memory serves me correct, I was in the paper the other week, wasn't it? Not sources, they read it in the paper last week. They're going to play PNG, Tonga and 2 games against New Zealand.
Yeah, that's right.
It's going to be Tonga first, Papua New Guinea last, or something. But again, it's not the RLAF at fault here.
They've set the dates, haven't they?
Yeah.
It's the people
the
involved.
League and the New Zealand Rugby League and whoever else.
Yeah. I was hoping now they've got this, the Challenge Cup deal, that they were going to come out and quickly announce. I made that list of 4 things I wanted them to address, and they've addressed a couple of them already. Well, they needed to. One being Keithley. Obviously, the season starts in 2 weeks, but I think they need to sort that out. I almost think you're on the verge of saying we're not having a tour. We're just going to. I don't know. It's too late. Gary,
which tour company is saying they're not doing it? As I said,
well, Ronnie said David Houser's company.
Oh, Houser's. Oh, right. Yeah, I didn't think Houser was doing it anyway. But
just from Martin O'Neill, not that one. When I said JJB from Salford, I mean they were doing the commentary from the BBC studios in Salford, not the place for the Salford Red Devils. Apologies, should have cleared.
Was that a breaking transfer deal? Was it?
Well, it could have been.
Yeah.
I don't know.
JJB, we've sold it to Salford. We haven't. If you just tuned in, that was a joke.
So yeah, that's the latest on the Great Britain tour. There is no latest on the Great Britain tour.
Yeah. It's annoying. It's annoying. Isn't it?
Nobody knows what's going on. I'm being asked all the time, from the people who I know went on the Glory Days tour. Scott, what's going on with the trip? So I don't know as much as you.
As far as we're concerned, the season ends with the grand final because there's nothing else in the diary. And we say this every week, don't we? Phil will talk about when you get the newspapers at the end of the year and they do their sporting calendar of 20 whatever. You look at the calendar for this year, say the Super League Grand Final, say the Challenge Cup, there's no internationals on there, whereas we'll know every single date of the Rugby Union World Cup, the Six Nations...
And the problem is now, Richard, and this is a problem that I've highlighted before, is now the fact that Super League are in charge of their own destiny and will get no money from any England game. Yeah. Why do they need to worry about any England games?
They don't need any interest.
And it is... You're going to get this club v country thing, and I think... For Mr. Elstone, a lot of people saying, all he's doing is NRL. The biggest thing we can do as a sport is match their calendar so we can fit things in around it. We can fit international rugby league in, because if we want the sport to grow, then international rugby league is the only way it's going to do.
Well, you look at all the international games that are coming on now, and just have a look now what international sport does. Just look what the West Indies have done to England cricket. Now, do you know the next two test matches? They'll be absolutely bouncing.
Yeah.
That's what it does. It creates interest. And when you saw the West Indies, not just the players, but when you saw the supporters, wherever the next two games are played, it will be absolutely rocking. Because
they said that even when they're batting first and they were getting the runs, so the people will be piling in after work now that probably wouldn't have bothered if they'd have been getting battered.
But for club game, that wouldn't be. But it's international sport. People want to watch and be part, and they want to be there at international sport because, great occasions can happen. And that innings from the two guys who made 500 or whatever runs, partnership from number 5 and number 6 batsmen, and that's what people want to see, and that's what it creates.
Yeah.
But us with the international calendar, it's absolutely pathetic. Simple as that.
Top wicket taker in the second test.
If you'd have been selected, you wouldn't have been playing for the last 5 years, Rich.
Oh, no. The thing that struck me about last week is certainly that Robert Elstone's remit is to make Super League as big as possible.
Yeah.
And that is I don't say he's at the detriment of the international game. I don't know what Robert Elstone thinks about international rugby league. But that is nothing to do with his job.
But his job that's my point. If he had both, he'd be saying, right, fellas, what we need is, if we can get 2 games here that'll make us £1 million, then we'll divvy that up and we're all getting more money, but we just need to allocate some time to it.
We're still at the nonsense of the World Nines, haven't we, which is apparently coming up this year.
That's
not going to happen, is it?
Well,
are the clubs going to release their best players for the World Nines?
We see, but also as well now with the international calendar, the fact that the way that England have gone under Wayne Bennett over the last 2 or 3 seasons, they all want to be part of it. They all want the scenario when we played Tonga, over New Zealand 18 months ago. They want to be part of it. They want to be part of the venues.
If you announced it now, Australia 3 games, I would be confident that those games would sell out pretty quickly.
Without a doubt.
But we don't know when they're going to be, and it makes it very difficult.
Greece and Norway's coming up, I think.
All right.
Greece and someone, World Cup qualifier.
Yeah.
Alex has mentioned those.
Good.
Coming up later in the year. The qualifiers for the World Cup.
Our overseas international rugby league correspondent's not here today, so we'll ask him about that later.
Stephen's mentioned the grounds for the World Cup. Where do you think they will be?
Well, yes, that gets announced tomorrow morning.
Yeah. I was speaking to a worker, as I said to you earlier, before, a worker director today, and they're having a new stadium built, which is being funded by all the council. That's hopefully going to be ready by 2021. So they're hoping to get a game. Obviously, they'll be looking at Scotland from there, but that'll be packed out. 25 million stadium where the football side, the rugby side will share. The NHS are going to get there. They're going to have some offices there. Sellafield are going to have some offices. So that's going to be a fantastic stadium from there. Hopefully, Workington will get one.
Stephen's asked about more games within the M25 to raise the profile. From what I remember from the launch of the World Cup when they stuck the cockerel back on the trophy last year. Last year it was. 80% of the games have to be played in the north for reasons of government funding. So there will be some games outside the north, but most of the games will be in the north. Where they will be, we will find out tomorrow. And it will be interesting to see. I think they were talking about going to big stadiums. They're looking to sell out big events. And
surely we've got to go to Newcastle for a double header.
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
We've got to do it. It will absolutely sell out. England, Australia, New Zealand v Tonga, double header, Saturday night Newcastle, be absolutely rammed. Be rammed.
If I remember correctly, England, it's not going to be like the last World Cups where there's been the super group and then all the other teams in a group. I think England and Australia and New Zealand are kept apart, I think.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. I'll find out more tomorrow. Anyway, report back. So there will be some interesting venues, I'm sure. But if you think of the North, which I don't know where it necessarily starts, but that includes Sheffield, which has got 2 big stadia within. Obviously Manchester, Newcastle, Sunderland, Middlesbrough.
Hull. Putting on there, I didn't realise that.
Have they?
Yeah, someone was at the football, there was a back the bid sign on the scoreboard.
I've never been to Yarm. I reckon Yarm's a good night out, don't they? We fancy it?
I say so, I don't.
Have you ever been to Middlesbrough?
I've been to Middlesbrough, yeah, but I've never been to Yarm. I reckon Yarm's a good night out, don't they?
So we'll find out tomorrow anyway, and then everyone will moan about that and why.
Forget about the rugby. Is it a good night out, Yarm?
I don't know, Middlesbrough.
But the great thing is, of course, one of the great rugby hotbeds of the north, the Wakefield Castleford area, won't be bidding because we haven't got a bloody stadium.
Hold on, have you been? Have you put that brick down yet? Have you been?
We give him one job. One job.
I know. Andy is claiming that
we throw it through his window tonight. He'll have it tomorrow.
Rich, I can tell you the bricklayers makes it 6 and 1, 6 sand, 1 cement. Eh?
Well, you know, when I'm next to Bellevue,
I thought it was 6 cups of tea for one bricklayer. I've done one. Get a couple of
sandwiches.
Andy's claiming Warrington are still the World Nines champions because they won the British Coal Nines in the 80s. Beat the rest of the world. They're like the New Zealand Maoris, one of these made-up teams to fill up the numbers.
Did they get a cap for that? I never got a cap for the rest of the world playing for Great Britain.
In the World Nines?
No, so
move on. I'm not even going there.
It's 51 now. This is better.
No, you only want 50.
Yarm is like Redcar with bingo, says Roy.
Oh, Redcar's a good place. I was at Redcar for 2 years. Good place, Redcar. Spot on. Cold, but it's spot on.
And again,
I've never been in Middlesbrough and it's been warm. Yeah. Honestly, it's the coldest place
North Sea. I tell you what, I was there every Tuesday and Thursday night training. Come with the North Sea, the wind. Boy, oh boy.
Again, that's going to be streamed on the BBC website as well, the venue launch thing. So I'm going to Manchester.
So we've got all that happening. Why are they not streaming some women's games for us? Have we asked? Have we even asked them? This is not an anti-BB. Have we even asked them to do it?
Because if you looked on their website yesterday, as well as Mill and Red Star, they had some hockey on there. They've got women's football on there at the same time. The Bowls was on the telly. I don't know why they're still showing the Bowls.
Did you watch that game, Mr. Miller and Red
Star? I watched a bit of it.
What were they like?
Yeah, all right.
All right, I'll just...
Yeah, I wasn't paying full attention to it because I had other things to do, but... Yeah, it was what it
I
was.
think probably the step up in class caught them out, but it's like anything. They don't have that at home. You know, it's like what we say about England. Because the competition's not like that here. When you go to play in the NRL, it's hard, isn't it? You know... The only way to get these teams any better is to subject them to playing better teams.
Opposition. Yeah, of course.
That's the only way you'll learn.
That's how you get better.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Salford have done a fancy video as well now. Everyone's doing them.
That's why I don't know if it's not the company that's done them or is it the clubs. Because I watched the Huddersfield one on the way in and it's very good and it's Earl voicing it, but it seems to have been professionally made. So I don't know if it's... I don't know. We need to ask about this.
To be honest with you, will videos put extra bums on seat, or is it the quality on the pitch? Surely it's the quality on the pitch, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think what you've
got
to tell people it's there.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
You've got to tell people it's there.
Well, why leave the videos then 3 days before the season starts?
Well, that was the point I made earlier. Season launch, but who are we launching it to?
Well, yeah, exactly. Why are we leaving it 3 days before the season starts then?
Yeah. What's happening on social media, Rich?
International fixtures, 26th and 27th of October, Spain versus Ireland, Scotland versus Russia. 2nd and 3rd of November, Italy, Spain or Greece.
Oh, is this next year?
Italy, Spain, and Greece or Norway versus Scotland.
Phil will be, when he listens to the podcast, I'm hoping he'll get us on some of these trips, because we did a couple of the last
9th and 10th of November, Russia versus Greece.
Are you available that way?
I'll go to Moscow. I'll be happy to do that.
Won't go with that jumper on, you might not come back.
Ireland versus Italy. There you go. There are some internationals.
Very good.
So who's announced them international fixtures then? The Rugby League?
We're there for the World Cup,
International
aren't we?
Federation.
They're qualifiers for the World Cup.
So the Rugby League International Federation have announced them?
Well, I guess so.
Or who?
Yeah, they're in charge of the World Cup. I don't know whoever it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Someone is. Not the RFL.
So how can they be announced? And the two big
Because
boys
those
can't
people
even.
have got off their arses and done it.
You know, that's the simple answer, isn't it? Eh?
Well, I assume that's how it works. I don't know. So Simeon says we should push an advert out across the BBC and Sky. Well, we necessarily can advertise on the BBC, but why can't we just spend somebody and put it on ITV in the middle of Coronation Street? Remember when Wakefield did that?
Did they?
Yeah, they put an advert on, and they crowed about it for weeks. That was under a previous regime that suddenly ran out of money. I still don't get the blame for it. Neil says, what do you think of clubs getting rid of match day programmes? I'm devastated. Neil, I'll tell you what is good about it. Is Wakefield teaming up with the local rag to stick it in the middle of the paper. You buy the paper for £1 at the ground, you sell it on eBay for £5. That was good.
Always thinking,
Profit.
sure, right. Always
buy
thinking.
2 copies.
How else do you think he affords clothes
I
like
was
this?
going to say, yeah.
Seriously.
That's a jumper. Alex says he'll have you back in Scotland. So there you go, we've got Scotland.
All right, cool.
Thought we could plan it in advance. I
It
don't
was
know
all
if we
right. I
can
enjoyed
decide
it.
to or not, but,
Yeah, it was a good. I
Gala
enjoyed
Shields, you
it.
went?
Gala Shields, yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Phil sat in the smallest press thing ever. Yeah, it was good.
Anthony is not impressed.
Go on.
The minor nations, i.e. Greece, Jamaica, Serbia, are glorified pub team standard and are just going to pad out a glorified 4 nations tournament of England, New Zealand, Australia and Tonga. Second-rate players will jump on a distant relative to grab a piece of the action. The Rugby League public are not thick. Stop trying to delude them. It's the World Cup. And, you know, if the Rugby League public don't want to support it, then more fool them. It's the World Cup.
I think you look, Anthony, and it's easy saying that, right? But you look who'll be available when it's World Cup time. You know, we mentioned this about Scotland, Ireland and Wales, didn't there? The number of players that weren't available, next year they'll all be available, won't they? Because it's the World Cup. You want to be there.
Absolutely. You want to be part of the biggest stage in sport, don't you? And again, that's what international sport does.
It is. As this show quite rightly says, it's got 46 Great Britain caps. We know what it's all about, playing at the highest level.
Italy, Tonga.
Don't we, Rich?
Yeah, indeed. Italy, Tonga, 2013 World Cup at Halifax. Great atmosphere, great occasion. Doesn't matter if half the Italians have, never been to Italy.
Yeah, but
in every sport, it's the same.
it is.
We're just the ones who beat us. The England rugby union team who plays Ireland at the weekend is full of foreigners.
Yeah,
They're all bloody foreign.
yeah, it is.
And no one goes on TV. John Inverdale doesn't say, well, he's foreign, he hasn't been to Oxbridge, he's foreign. That's what he does,
It's like how many South Africans are playing for England side, the cricket side, don't they?
It happens, mate. It happens. Yeah.
Johnny says, never get a mention. Love 4020, so excited you're going to Halliwell Jones on Saturday. Come on the wire, go on the wire.
Go on, Johnny. Good lad. He's going.
always
So
joy,
he's
yeah.
one off.
Joy, yeah.
He's one off.
He'll be happy, Johnny. I wanted to win by 22 on Saturday.
22.
22.
What
Well, are you not revising that with no Kevin Brown? Are you not going to scale it down a bit?
No, I
Or
think
put it up? No. Oh, he's 26 now.
I think Declan Patton will be all right.
All right, good.
Anthony's mentioned Trent Merrin, who had my camera shoved in his face last week. Merrin for England. He wants to play for England. I didn't ask him about this because I didn't know, in fairness. I just say, oh, what's it like? It's cold over here, isn't it? That kind of rubbish question. I'm not a journalist, so God knows I've got accredited again. But yeah, Trent Merrin is joining Adam Cuthbertson and everyone else who wants to play for England.
I haven't got a problem with it. With you?
He's a big lad.
Where's that Oates gone? Where's that Oates?
You know my thoughts about that.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
Go on. Has anyone emailed in about Ralph Rimmer defending his Catalan decision?
I wasn't involved in this because I went off to
you know what? He said he denied that the Challenge Cup dispute with the cup holders Catalans was a PR disaster. That's akin to Gerald Ratner coming out and went, no, I didn't say anything wrong. No, I never said anything wrong. I don't know what you're on about. What a joke.
Do you know what? It's not even worth talking about.
Well, they're in. We're pleased about that.
Toronto are out. They're in.
Toronto are not in.
Even though they thought they were in.
Yeah, but they say
it's like the hockey coke. You're in, you're out. You're in, you're out.
You know, when you read Eamon McManus from St Helens, what he thought about the comment, absolute pathetic.
Why don't Keighley sell their place in the Challenge Cup to Toronto at a reduced fee? Why don't they do that? It's a good idea.
Could be a smart call. I might get paid then.
Yeah. Or if you get through in the one of the amateur teams get through. Sell your players, make some money.
Just sign all their players.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that comment from Rimmer about that, it wasn't a PR disaster. Absolute pathetic, isn't it?
Well, this was a bit where he spoke to all the proper written journalists, and I went off and spoke to Kieran Purtell and Amanda Wilkinson to get content for our website. Yeah. So I did like the Widnes fans saying he shouldn't have spoken to us because we bagged them for the last few years. No, we just said they were rubbish on the pitch.
Who's that?
Widnes. But they were. So
who said that?
The Widnes fans saying Kieran Purtell shouldn't have spoken to us.
That Widnes fan is an idiot. That Widnes fan is an idiot.
They weren't rubbish. We want to say they were rubbish.
We're very fair on this show. That's all I will say. Well, when they're good, and we've done it, we've praised the RFL with that cup deal. We will praise where praise is deemed necessary. If you're rubbish, we'll tell you you're rubbish. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
It's called open honesty. Simple as that.
It is. Do you think Widnes will get promoted? I don't.
No. Toronto.
They're missing a few as well, aren't they? Understand? Are they at Halifax this week?
Widnes, yeah.
Halifax
go there, don't
they? They're
Halifax
missing a few,
Widnes.
I think. Widnes.
Andy's happy because I'm sat in front of Sam Tompkins. I was going to speak to Sam Tompkins or Steve McNamara, but they had to get a flight home. So I missed
what an
out
excuse!
as well. I know.
What an excuse!
So they missed out on the pies apparently, which were nice. I was told by a source. I was too busy working. I didn't get one.
Did they have yours or not?
I don't know. I don't know. But lots of people enjoy them. One for Gary, says Michael. Fan on Radio Humberside. Still going, is it? Said to Radders with KR. Signings, KR by 20 points. Don't know what that means, Michael. But Rovers by 20.
Rovers by 20. Well, I said Rovers by 7. I think that's a more realistic scoreline, to be honest.
Tom's not happy. Oh, by the way, the FEF coach was there.
Was he?
On Tuesday, I saw him, yeah.
Very good.
Let's speak to him. 7 Leeds players going to Fed on dual reg this week is an absolute embarrassment to the game.
What do you want us to do about it?
Isn't it?
What do you want us to do about it?
They're a prime community club with loads of players from Leeds who they all hate because it's Fed, isn't it? We all hate Leeds.
Don't be picking on me now. Now Phil's not here. Hey, don't be picking on me.
Well, now your bodyguard's gone. We're going to get stuck in here.
Is Bradford playing Featherstone this weekend? Is that?
Yeah. Bradford.
Steve was a conspiracy.
Yeah, Bradford
conspiracy. Leeds conspiracy there.
Yeah, your mate Etherington stitching up the man. He was there, wasn't he, at the Bulls?
Yeah, with that. Yeah.
Won't do any funny handshakes with Nigel, was he? Or like that before the
after his programme collect.
All I'll say is it was a good afternoon. That's what I'll say.
It will have been because you won't have spent any money.
Andrew's asked what happens to doing the show around the grounds. We're still going to do it.
Oh, we are. Yeah, we've work in progress. We had a few issues, not bad that won't be resolved. We just had to delay our plans. That's all. We will be coming. Don't worry. We will be there. But it's important that we're all available, and we can't agree on a couple of dates at the minute. So when we're all available, we'll be there. Don't worry about that.
We're coming back.
There's no point in us going to Hull and not taking Scoey. That is just pointless.
Toby's asked if we'll be doing commentary this year. We haven't got the rights, so we'll just turn up anyway. Just do it on the phone. No one will care. So that's.
I think right. Actually,
like the cricket social.
Why don't we do like a goggle box of the game? So we all pile around the Scoys, have a few tins, watch the game.
I'll put the Barbie on,
and then just watch Scoy swearing at the TV. That's actually quite a good idea. That
I'll pull the Barbie on.
We'll do that. So one day we'll all rock round. We'll have a few tins, and we'll watch you. And we'll edit it to make him look even worse.
Oh, hold on. So you're trying to say you two won't be making any comments?
Oh no, we'll make nice comments and positive ones. No, I think we should do that. I think we should do that. I think that'd be good fun. We'll have a look at that.
I'll get the Barbie on, get the beers out, and without a doubt.
Yeah.
Anybody else wants to come along? You're more than welcome.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Get the big screen up at Belle Isle. Yeah, he'll have it up. You've got a TV licence, haven't you?
Move on. Move on.
Damn.
Paul wants them to bring back the play the ball rule with your foot. When did that rule ever change? Oh, that's right, it did. People don't like that. People don't like the play the ball not being proper.
Well, apparently, Mr. Elstone says we're going to have 2 refs next year, so we'll.
So where are those refs going to come from?
We'll see.
The NRL?
Or which style of 2 refs are they going to be? Because there are differing styles of 2 refereeing. I know that sounds daft, but...
I'm lost now.
No, because they're in the NRL, it's like there's a junior ref and a senior ref, or they have different roles. So which style of referees are they going to be? You know, is it going to be Robert Hicks here with a young up-and-coming referee as his junior, so he's just looking at offsides? I don't know, but there are different ways to referee the game. So,
but I want to see as well. But it's not been brought in. But I would have liked the video referee. The ref can't only go 3 times. Can't go no more than 3 times. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that. I don't know.
Why not?
I don't know.
Why not?
Because what happens if he goes 3 times and then there's one right at the end?
It's tough.
Maybe?
It's tough. Don't go for the
Nah,
ones. If you think it's...
then you...
No.
I'd do it the other way then. I'd do it the other way. You say to the clubs, you can go to the video referee 3 times each. Like the challenges at the tennis and the cricket. And once you've done your money, if the guy drops it over the line and scores a try and we've missed it, you've
like
done
cricket,
your money.
you
get 3 reviews.
Yeah, I'd buy into that.
So I'd do it on the clubs rather than the ref. Because the ref might genuinely make a mistake or whatever. And I think he can't do it on the
but
ref.
Mark, he's still got to give it. He's still got when the TV screen's out there, as we've said many times, the referee better when the screen's out there. They've got to make the calls then, haven't they? Do you know what I mean?
I get that. Of course, I get that.
But yeah, it's a good debate. But
I would put the onus on the clubs.
Well, I would make it 2 per team then because 3.
Yeah, well, there you go. Then I've got no issue with that. We see it in the NFL again. The old red hanky gets. You can imagine. You know, Darryl Powell running down at the front and throwing his red hanky on the floor.
Because it's got to be an agreement. The referee uses the video referee far too much.
Yeah, I agree with
far too much.
I agree.
So I'd like to see that changing some
way. Yeah, speed it up.
That mission creep, as they call it.
What?
The referee's using too many things.
Oh, I don't know.
That's what Rod calls it.
When you said creep, I thought you were about get something.
Toby says he should have a shot clock for the video referee. Oh dear. He also likes the idea of doing a watch along. So we might do that at some point. Jane thinks it's a great idea as well. But copyright that before somebody else.
What's that?
It. The watching a game and commentating on it.
Yeah, I think we should do that. I think that'd be good fun, especially if we had a few lagers.
Come to my house. Yeah. Plenty of beer in the garage.
So that's another thing we'll.
So what we're doing now? Are we staying Thursday, Friday, Saturday? We're doing a through
and Sunday because York are on Sunday.
All right, so we'll do a through then.
Yeah? We're like Rab C. Nesbitt on Sunday.
I'll get to.
You'll be there in your string vest.
I'll get to my mate Phil Bennett. He'll supply the food and get the barbie on. Get the barbie on in the snow.
And of course, this year we're getting a championship magazine programme.
We are.
Hopefully, will be good and not rubbish.
Yeah, well, of course we all want it to be good, don't we? Of course we do.
Maureen's telling us off. Loads of comments, she says, about kids for £1 on Friday at Cass. Are we going to discuss merits or totally ignore positive action? Well, there's nothing we can say about it, is there? Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's good. Hope we get a full house. I do. I've got no issue with that. I've got... I don't know. I think kids... I think, to be fair to all Super League clubs, if you buy a season ticket, it's only like 30-odd quid or something, isn't it?
For a kid,
Yeah, so look, any incentive to get young people to the game is fantastic. I've absolutely no problem with that. And it's how you're going to grow your audience. And as Mr. Elstone says, he wants a younger audience. Well, the best way is to get more kids watching now. And that will make your audience younger.
Get into schools and what have you. Without a doubt.
Well, that's what London says in the paper.
Especially for games like this. Are we having a think, when we go on about... we're going about Union, they have this big game down in London, the big event. Should Super League be saying to London, right, we're going to come down, we're going to give you a marquee game, and London are going to play someone, and we're going to have a double header, and we're basically going to market the hell out of it, and see if we can get 25,000 people somewhere. I don't know where that's going to be. Is that something we should be looking at?
Yeah, without a doubt. Because again, we're talking about events, aren't we?
Yeah. Say to people,
why not?
You're going to make the Rugby League. Why don't you come and have a look?
Because if we don't try it, we'll never find out, will we?
Exactly.
Simple as that.
So say you have London versus a Huddersfield or a Salford or Wakefield or whatever, and then Hull versus Leeds or something. I'm trying to think of a fixture where it wouldn't, if you took it away from its home,
it won't be the end of the world.
Yeah, and you can't take a Hull Derby or Leeds.
Yeah.
In Super League, which of the sides who take the most fans away to watch away fixtures will be saying?
It's Hull KR, they always say that, and Hull FC.
So then you consider
I'd say Cass, personally.
You consider them clubs, the clubs who travel, you'd have to put them into consideration, wouldn't you?
Yeah, maybe. You'd
have to do, rather than, just because they're a big club, you've got to look at how many fans
travel. If you're going for a local audience, do you say, actually, we'll take someone who doesn't take any fans, because then you're not impacting on them?
Well, that's why you have London versus Salford. And again, we're not picking on Salford.
No.
And then you could have Catalans versus somebody else.
Yeah, whatever. Just have just an idea. Is anyone actually thinking about that?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I keep getting those videos on my Twitter feed being promoted about Saracens versus whoever they're playing.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
London Stadium.
And sure, David Hughes, rather than getting 2,000 or 3,000 at Ealing, I'd rather get the gate of 20,000 and get, even if he gets 25%. I don't know, but I'm just thinking outside.
That's what we always keep saying about having, and Toronto are doing that double header at Newcastle. Someone mentioned earlier, Thunder play Doncaster, and then it's Toronto Widnes. Why not have a double header at the Rico or whatever, Coventry versus whoever, and then a Super League game on after?
Yeah,
it's all ideas. We all want.
Yeah,
to
and especially
expose the audience to this.
If we're going to be taking World Cup games to places, do we need to start beating the drum now and say,
Of course we do.
This is Rugby League.
But I say what, the World Cup 2021 will soon be here. Telling you.
It will be.
So we need to start telling people now.
I think the good thing about the World Cup is, from going to that presentation and going to this one tomorrow, it seems like the people running it know exactly what they want to do and how to do it.
Yeah.
So I think it will be a success. And the main judge of that sort of reasons why it will be a success is if we all buy tickets and go. So there is an onus on us to make it a success. As with everything. We'll see what happens. Why not do a double header, says Alex, with London and Saracens? Show that league is as good as Union. Oh dear. Why not? Was it last year London played Leeds, or the year before or something, when they had to play early because Ealing had a game on afterwards and they had to change the field and everything? It could be done.
All right, cool.
Should look at the new Brentford stadium for 2020. Google it, says Anthony.
It's right at the side of the motorway. It's supposed to be really good. Yeah. Roy saying we should put a couple of Super League sides into the Middlesex Sevens. Have we gone past? Haven't we done that before?
I don't think that's got as much cachet as it had.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
And I don't just think sevens, nines, or whatever. I understand why people want it, but I don't think they're going to get what they want. They're not going to get the stars playing.
Well, you might get it 1 year, as we saw in the NRL. If someone gets injured, it's like, we're not sending anyone there. No, we're not doing that again.
Unless you are giving people, as we said, is it £1 million you want to give them for the win?
Well, if you've got £1 million to throw away, you shouldn't be throwing it away on that. But that's my opinion.
That's why I don't understand this World Nines obsession. It's not gonna, what's the point? Because there's no great thing coming, especially if it's being held in Australia anyway. If it was going to be held as a world tour thing like the Union Sevens, then there might be something to it. But it's we're going to have something in Australia where people already know about Rugby League. That's a great idea. Well done. People want our picks for Man of Steel. Well, Johnny does anyway.
Go on then.
That means I've got to find out who's in Super League this year.
Who are you going full edge?
The three contenders, I'm going Blake Austin, Jackson Hastings, and I'm going for the big man, Luke Thompson.
See, we should ask, you see, if
he'll get plenty of game time.
Is it going to be different criteria though now?
Well, who are the panel going to look for? That's what I would like to know. What are they going to look for on the field? Because this panel of
the three best players.
Is it a panel of 21
yeah,
people?
but in what way?
Yeah, but what
the guy who makes the most tackles, the guy who does the tough carries,
you come down to
the guy who scores the nice tries on the win. That's a fair point, isn't it?
We all
look at a game and go, "Well, he was brilliant." I look at a game and go, "I thought he was outstanding."
In the Hall of Fame, how many prop forwards are there? And the answer's 0, isn't it? So can a prop forward win Man of Steel?
Yeah, of course they can. Well, you look at the first winner. The first winner, was David Ward, who was a hooker. But I know hookers very important nowadays. Well, yes, of course, the front row can, without a doubt. But also when you look at wingers from there, going back when Briscoe scored 5 tries. It's even though he scored his hat trick, the man who was leading the Landstorm was Kevin Sinfield. Kevin just literally had Ulkis and Rovers on toast, playing at dummy half from there and whatever. Then he scored 5 tries. Well, the only reason he's got there was 5 tries.
But
I
that was a very good day.
But I would have voted for Kevin Sinfield, even though he scored 5 tries. Kevin Sinfield would have got my man of the match. So if I was on that panel, then I wouldn't be. Even though he scored 5 tries, that wouldn't influence me.
Fair dues.
So when it's on the paper and it comes out that...
He might have got second, he might have got 2 points, but he certainly wouldn't have been the man of the match. Kevin Sinfield had Ulkins and Rovers on toast that afternoon.
I don't think it'd be anyone other than a halfback.
Right.
So who's your three for Man?
I'm just trying to think.
You'd want Austin to be up there.
The only point about Hastings would be how many games is Salford going to win? Now, as Ellery said, the top 3 could be 3 from the winning side, 3 from the losing side. And I'm not saying Salford are going to be rubbish or whatever.
Yeah, but half back playing behind a pack that's going backwards isn't going to win many man of the matches, are they?
Oh, I did.
But not in this format, you won't.
No.
It depends on who's
Not in
watching
this
each
format.
game, though, doesn't it? Because
Yeah,
what
yeah.
Scully looks for is going to be different to what Elliot
Yeah,
looks for.
all right. Well, you asked me about it. I got Blake Austin. I think Hurrell's going to have a big year. Or Watkins. Or one of them two, I think, is going to have a massive season this year. Because now I think Watkins is not the sole threat. It automatically makes life easier for him.
My question with that is he going to get the right service from the halfbacks?
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. And you're right. That is, I mean, we've said it before. You put Watkins in the side that throws the ball around properly.
You've 20 tries a season.
Yeah.
Easy.
So I think one of them two will be in, because I think one of them two is going to have a breakout year. I say breakout Watkins is no surprise, is he? But and the other one, I don't know.
When you look at the betting, interesting that Zach Heidecker is short as 8-1. That is ridiculously short with one firm. He's 25s across the board elsewhere. Austin's a favourite. They're short as 4-1. Well, don't back with that bookie because their prices are all over the place. Alex Walmsley is 20-1.
Yeah,
But
Alex,
again, it's.
What's Sam Tompkins? He won't be a bad bet.
Let's have a look. I have to scroll down. I feel like last week when I missed him. He's around 40-1 with one firm, 25s, 20s.
40s?
Yeah. That's a decent bet, that.
It is.
He stays fit.
And what's Hastings? What's he? And Luke Thompson.
Luke Thompson's
20s,
yeah,
so
he's higher up.
33s.
Yeah.
Jackson Hastings going to be further down as well, just for that reason that he's from a club people aren't going to expect to. Like Chris Hill, short than him. Oh, same price, 40-1.
Is Roby up there? He'll be up there, won't
Yeah,
he?
he's
Normally.
16th. He's second favourite, I think. Well, it depends on which.
So what price? So Alec is 8-1. He's the favourite, is he?
Yeah, no, he's second favourite. With one firm, he's 8-1, and that is ridiculous. That is too short.
What about your likes of Connor at Hull? I know we've both had our.
He can't get points this week, though, can he?
Well, we've all said, we don't think we're going to do that well, but he is he's a standout player.
He's a standout player, but you'd say Danny Brough as well, but you don't know how long, were they happy what they've got and the discipline, as I said to you against St Helens, he got just having a pop at the ref with a try being scored, so that could be a bit of a dilemma from there. But yeah, you wouldn't rule out Collar, you wouldn't rule out Broughy, but it's all. I say a panel's going to be there every game, so it might be just people looking differently at what they're looking for.
Are they going to be watching the games live in person? Then is that the?
Yeah, they will be. Yeah, they will be doing. I would imagine.
Well, there's more details going to be released about the panel soon. I understand.
Yes.
I
think I know a couple of them are, but
yeah. John says Salford are going to surprise a lot of doubters this season. I'm not doubting them. I just think
if Salford keep their players fit,
yes, absolutely,
they will win their fair share of games. But the wheels had come off last year, and they brought Hastings and Lussick in, and it completely rejuvenated their season, and that saved their Super League future. That might those two signings might well have saved Salford, because if they'd have gone down, I think that would have them done. But
the big thing for Jackson Ace as well, he's going to be saying to his teammates, "Hey, listen, I can't do this by myself." Because teams have worked it. Well, no, they won't have worked him out, but they do know what threat what he brings.
Yeah.
So what Jackson Ace has got to do, rather than want to be involved, every 3 tackles, every 6, he's just got to take time out. So a bit of president.
he's got Rob Louis with him.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So Rob Louis got to take charge. Then when Ace say, right, this is me. So the players have got to take a lot of responsibility to take the pressure off him, because if that works, I tell you, he's going to be a sensation again, like he was back in the last season.
Andy and Sue have asked, are the expensive marquee signings going to shine, be the most talked about favourite from Mansfield, or will they receive extra attention and not be as good as expected? Who knows?
Good players find ways to win games.
They find
That's
ways.
what they do. That's why they're good players.
They find ways where the ones who want to crack you, they can't get to you. Simple as that.
No, that's why you sign them, isn't it?
Sport.
To win your games. Yeah, exactly.
Colin mentioned Peter Meteltia as a potential.
Yeah, I liked him. I only saw him a couple of times in the flesh. I think he was a good signing for Cass. I really do. Greg Birdout broken his thumb, hasn't he? Out 4 to 8 weeks, apparently. I saw that on social media earlier. So that'll be a blow for them on Friday.
Loss.
We're going to do our predictions shortly.
Big loss.
People asking us about New York. Still nothing to say about New York.
Apparently they're going to make a decision out. Has it not been rumoured there's a decision incoming?
Imminent.
Like the roulette wheel is now spinning. How long it's going to spin, we don't know, but it's spinning.
It's like the international calendar, we don't know.
Yeah.
And just to answer Neil's question, we answered it earlier, but yes, they'll be announcing the points up until, I think it's round 23 or something, and then it's going to be secret, so it's a surprise on the night of who will be. We're going to get Man of Steel.
Okay.
2019.
One thing for sure, it won't be Mickey Mouse, and it won't be Donald Duck, and it won't be Pluto. It'll be getting mentioned like it has been for the last 2 seasons with players showing the award to the great man Steve Prescott. Total disrespect. So it's been given a purpose, and it's been given the respect, and it's been given the discipline what it deserves.
On that point, Nick's asked, should we name the Super League trophy after someone? But who? The problem is you've got 120 odd years of history of great players who've all done great things. Who do you name it after?
I don't know.
Look at the statue at Wembley and how much hassle that caused.
Yeah.
If you leave things to
if you were gonna name the trophy after somebody, I would just. There's only 2 names you can bring up from, and obviously they didn't play anywhere near the Super League area. There's only 2 blokes you can consider.
Go on.
Alex Murphy and Neil Fox. They're my 2. There's only 2 people.
All right.
I think when you start, you're always going to cause trouble.
Yeah.
Well, it's not called. It's just a debate, isn't it? You know, but I would say there's only 2 people to consider for me. That would be Alex Murphy and Neil Fox.
Mark says, what do we think to Connor getting banned for a yellow card offence in a friendly? Don't get a yellow card. Behave.
Didn't Samet get banned for 2 games?
2 games, yeah, for pushing ref, didn't it?
Yeah, but
Stop pushing.
have you seen it on the thing?
I haven't seen it. No. Is it a push? Is it?
Nah.
Not the Chris Houston.
Nah.
Chris
I thought it
Houston
was a bit
Memorial
poor,
Award.
really.
Oh, what referee? Who was it?
I don't know. It seemed a bit pedantic to me. 2 games for it.
I'll tell you what, though, when you talk about friendlies, the Huddersfield Wakefield game must be getting ripped in because did both teams get put on report or something?
I think that was more to do with the referee than the game.
A friendly, the team's been put on report. The magic circle 5 times.
It was in about the first 10 minutes, wasn't it?
Well, were they brawling or something? Or were they getting ripped in? Or?
What
would they be put on report for then? Not trying. I know it's a friendly lad, but you're allowed to tackle.
Yeah. I forgot that game was on. I was going to go and then I thought, I said I don't want to watch Wakefield Huddersfield again. I'll see it later. I don't see it again. So yeah, an interesting discussion on many and various things today. And just think next week we've got rugby to talk about.
We've actually got some rugby to talk
about. Proper rugby.
Oh.
Well, let's hope again with the fixtures what we've got because they're all interesting fixtures for one reason or the other. Let's hope we're talking about blockbusting games and blockbusting performances. And let's give it the kick-off what it fully deserves, and put the marker down for a full season, consistent season of quality rugby league. That's what we're asking for, isn't it?
And apparently somebody else has had the idea of watching rugby and film.
Well, so be it. Right, prediction time.
Yes.
We will go. Scully's done his in the thing, so we'll just take yours out of the paper, but you can give us them again. We'll start off with St Helens. They're taking on Wigan on Thursday night. Where are you going, Scully?
Yeah, as mentioned in the comments with Saints, with a big pack of forwards and a new coach in Wigan from there, it might take a little bit of time for them to gel into what they want to be, but it'll certainly be a cracker. There's no love lost between the 2 clubs, is there, from there? And I just feel as though St Helens, they'll be lucky to go to a great start like they did against Cass last year. Won't be anywhere near the sort of hammering what they gave Cass. But I think I've gone St Helens by 10.
Okay, Rich?
I've put Saints by 10 as well. I'm quite concerned.
You've been looking at Mike. You've been looking at Mike.
That's what I'm concerned about. But we're going to have question marks over them, much like Leeds, until we know how the coach and the players are going. And Wigan, having lost all those key names, more so than anyone else, you would expect Saints would get the victory in the first week.
Very good.
I'll go St Helens by 8. A bit slightly more conservative. Castleford take on Catalans. Gary?
Yeah, well, if Catalans aren't going to put a marker down for this season, then surely they've got to go to clubs like Cass. And if they're looking to finish not just in the top 5, but I reckon they're going to finish third. That's what I've said with the quality side what they've got. Even though big loss Greg Bird, I didn't know he's out with a thumb injury, but still they've got enough quality. They need to go to places like Cass to get the 2 points from there. The quality what they've got, I feel as though that they will do that. Even though I say Castleford themselves who want to put a marker down, they want to make sure that with Luke Gale being out, right, we're not just a one-man side, and we've got to play the full season without him. But I feel as though Catalans too much quality. I mean, I've got Catalans by 8, haven't I?
10.
Catalans by 10.
Yeah, Rich?
Even though I think Catalans will have a good season, for some reason I've tipped Castleford. Home advantage. Catalans travelling issues. That's nonsense, isn't it? But yeah, Cast by 4. I think it'll be a close game.
Well, look, I've gone Cast by 4 as well, so tight game for me. Hull KR against Hull FC, Gary.
Yeah, big one. Certainly massive pressure, but more pressure on the black and whites because it's still lingering over them. 11 on the bounce from last season. It's still carrying over, so be a big sellout. Hull KR, they've signed more quality. They've let numbers go, so they've gone for more quality. And I just feel as though that with the quality what Hull Rovers have got at home, big crowd buzzing. I'm going for the red and whites, and I'm going for the red and whites by 7.
Rich,
Rovers by 8. I just think they finished with a full team this season. I don't see any reason to change tack on that one just yet.
I've said it also, and I still believe Rovers will finish above Hull, but I think this is a game Hull FC cannot afford to lose. They cannot afford to lose this game, and I think desperation will get them the win. I think they'll win. I'll go Hull by 8. I think Hull will just have enough over the season.
Connor's a big miss.
Over the season, I think Hull KR will do them, but I think this week I'm going to go for Hull. Hull by 8. Right, next up, Huddersfield against Salford, Gary.
Yeah, well, certainly the honeymoon period's finished for Simon Wilford, and I just feel as though that Salford, the way they've got the squad together, and with Jackson Hastings, and hopefully the players are responsive around there. I just feel as though Salford will get to a good start. If they wanted to, to pick a side where if they had to go away from home, I guess everybody would have picked London, but they can't have London because Wakefield have got them. So I reckon they would have sent Huddersfield. So I'm going for Salford to beat Huddersfield. I think I've gone Salford by 8, haven't
I? You have, yes.
Salford. I'm going Salford by 8.
Rich?
Salford by 6. I think it'd be again another tight game and an important one, especially with no Jermaine McGillicuddy. See how they do.
I think the wing. I think they can cope on the wing. Salford have got a good record at Huddersfield. I think if memory serves me correct. But I'm going to go for the Giants. I think under Wolford they're a different beast. He'll have them ready. I'm going to go Huddersfield by 10.
Big call.
So there you go. Right, moving on. Warrington taking on Leeds. For people wondering, am I on my phone? No, I'm actually typing these into my phone, so Gary can't lie next week when he's got them all wrong.
No, I'm going to keep all the piece of paper.
Don't worry, I've got all the evidence I need.
Yeah, but Warrington v Leeds, obviously Brownie will be a big loss, but good replacement in Declan Patton, and I say the quality that Warrington have got, and certainly Blake Coston, he wants to put the marker down from there. I just feel as though Leeds, good all-round side, but it's just a game, just with the halfbacks and the creativity. I don't think they've sorted it out yet, who's going to be the main man. So, Warrington, opener, want to put a marker down. I think it's going to be convincing for Warrington. I've gone Warrington by 22.
Ooh. Warrington by 12. Convincing enough.
Very good.
What are you going for?
I am going to go for Warrington by 4. Leeds won't lose by 22-21. They won't. Defensively, they'll be all right. They won't get beat that big, I don't think. And I think the Brown thing, as much as you want to play it down, that's a bit of a blow for them early in the season. They will have trained for the last 6 to 8 weeks with him playing, and now he ain't playing. And I think that'll change things. So I think Warrington will win, but only just. I'm going Warrington by 4. And then the final game of the weekend in Super League is London taking on Wakefield Trinity.
Yeah, certainly for Wakefield point of view, this is a test. We know that the quality of what they've got in the squad, but this for me is just going to be a test of their character because London at home they would have targeted Wakefield, they would target Hull KR, they'll target Hull, Salford, Huddersfield. When they come to their ground, that they'll be thinking this is a possibility of us getting the 2 points. And the first game of the season, the 4G pitch, London themselves will want to put a marker down. We're not going to be rubbing rags every week. This for me is a surprise result of the weekend. I'm going London, and I'm going London. Are you hearing me now here, London fans? I'm going London by 8.
Have you killed Facebook?
We might have done.
Is it 8 I've gone by, or is it 10? I think I've gone London by 8.
Yeah. Rich?
But it's an early finish, so I can't be bothered finishing.
Oh, go on then.
No, I think Wakefield win comfortably. Wakefield by 22. Paulie's missing. Oh, well. Got about 1 million prop forwards.
We've got a curry on this game, haven't we, by the way? So that'll be 2 curries you owe me next week.
They're not too concerned about the 4G pitch because it's better than Widnes's 4G pitch.
Oh, Widnes have had theirs relay.
Yeah. So, well, Widnes aren't in Super League anymore, so...
I think Wakefield will hand the smack down early in the season. I think Wakey are ready for this. I think they'll be happy to be facing London early on. I'm going to go Wakefield by... I'll go 18, and I feel I'm being conservative.
Have you been promised free cheap boys by Michael Carter?
No, not at all. No, have I? No
free programmes anymore.
No, it's job's knackered now. Job's knackered. We'll just get our thoughts quickly on the championship games as well before we wrap up for the day. Batley taking on Barrow.
Yeah, Barrow made some good signings. Hockey's out, isn't it? But Batley, they're always a good for middle side at home. Yeah, Batley for me. I'll go Batley by 12.
Yeah, the Yorkshire Cup finalists. Batley.
Okay. Bradford Featherstone.
Interesting one, new coach. Leeds want to loan them 7 players, so that'll certainly bring them some strength, won't it? Some quality.
But also, though, 7 players,
yeah.
Does it disjoint your own team?
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. You know, so John Key will be looking to put a marker down, and with that concludes the 7 Leeds players with disjointed. Even though I want to impress with Bradford, the style of player, I feel I'll have enough. I'll go Bradford by 8.
Balls.
Bradford, yeah. Lee Toulouse.
Interesting one.
That wasn't a statement, by the way.
Yeah, different philosophy at Lee now, certainly with John Duffy bringing in there the philosophy of homegrown players who want to put the jersey on for Lee. Yeah, Toulouse are a good side, but I just feel as though new era now. This is a new beginning, new era at Lee. I'm going to go Lee to win quite convincingly. Put a marker down, going Lee by 18.
Go Toulouse.
Yeah, I think Toulouse will win. Rochdale Dewsbury.
Ooh, cracker, isn't it? Cracker. And but if Dewsbury are going to give themselves half a decent chance of a good season, we need to go to places like Rochdale. But it will be a test for him. New coach from there. The lad from Whitehaven, Carl. Is it Carl Forbes or Carl Foster? Gone there. He'll play the right way. But Dewsbury, young coach in Greenwood. I'll just go for Dewsbury just by 6.
Yeah, Facebook's frozen. We've already had a complaint about the Wakefield predictions, so...
Well, I'll put the video up later in the week.
Yeah.
What do you mean a complaint?
Well, it's not worked.
Yeah.
Just broke when went off. Rich unplugged it in.
All right.
I don't think I have actually.
Like Keith, not paying me.
Have you not plugged it in?
I don't know. Well, the hassle before with the wires. Rochdale.
Yeah, Sheffield Swinton.
Yeah, Sheffield always make the big noise before the start of the season. They're at home. Swinton, they'll be making sure at home they'll be okay. On the travels they'll struggle. So I'll go Sheffield by 14.
Yeah.
Sheffield.
Yeah, I think Sheffield. Widnes Halifax.
Interesting one. Yeah, interesting. But again, when we talk about first game of the season, putting markers down, Widnes will want to do that. They want to be knocking on the door to certainly get their promotion. Halifax, like the way they play, well coached by Marshall, go for a home victory. Widnes put a marker down. I'll go Widnes by 10.
Facts.
I'm going Halifax as well. And York against Toronto.
Big one, but very, very impressed by Toronto, even though it was only a friendly. But the big boys turned up, got the right attitude. Attitude of the coach is spot on. Attitude of John Wilkin is spot on. He'll get a big response. York will test them, but you just feel as though too much quality from Toronto. I'll go Toronto by 10.
I've got a Toronto Scarf, so I've got to go for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, Wolfpack will win. I think that's us pretty much done, isn't it? Yeah, we're on 8 o'clock. As soon as we've brought on Facebook, YouTube is there. Don't forget, download and subscribe to the podcast. Thousands of you doing that. We're really grateful for your support there. Thanks to Gary. Thanks to Richard Shawright. Thanks to Barney the Dinosaur. And thanks to you for watching. We'll be back next week.